Go ahead. Make my day.
The first rule of Fight Club is, you do not talk about Fight Club.
Here's Johnny.
I want the truth! You can't handle the truth!
This is Sparta!
The greatest trick the devil ever pulled was convincing the world he didn't exist.
You talking to me?
I see dead.
Houston, we have a problem.
Just a drink. A martini, shaken not stirred.
Why so serious?
I'm gonna make him an offer he can't refuse.
Welcome to Dinner and a Podcast. Here are your hosts, Steve, Joe, and Mike.
Hey everybody, welcome to episode 68 of Dinner and a Podcast, the show where three best friends get together, share a meal, and a conversation discussing all things pop culture, TV, movies, and comics. Make sure to check out our Facebook page by searching Dinner and a Podcast, and our website, which is dinnerandapodcast.weebly.com. You can find comic reviews, full comic synopses, dinner and movie reviews, and just a bit outside, which is our sports section. And you can go visit our shop where you can get pins and stickers. I want to say what's up to our friends Aussie in the Palm and Not Another Nerdy Podcast, Gooners in the USA, Not For Nothing Radio. Hey Joe.
Yes, Steve.
Do you like cookies?
You know it.
Yes. Do you like murders?
You didn't even need the card that time.
I didn't even need it. I made him an index card. Do you like murders?
Not so much.
Not so much? No. Oh, you're right shit out of luck, because this week was buy one, get one free murders from Marie DeZio.
One box of cookies, 12 murders.
Seriously, if you want to buy awesome cookies and cake pops and cupcakes and stuff, go check out my friend Marie's little Instagram page with all her cookies and her cakes and stuff. It's at DeZio Bakes, DIZEO BAKES. On Instagram. Check her out. She makes really good stuff. She's not a murderer. This week on the show, we are going to be doing one of the Aussie in the Palm's favorite skits. We're going to be doing a top 5 like we usually do. But 2 weeks ago, they did a bucket list episode where they counted down
their
favorite buckets, top 10 buckets of all time. Lowe's buckets, Home Depot buckets.
Wheelbarrow fits in that?
I don't know what that is. Is that a bucket? I guess.
Do you know, for years, I thought that was wheelbarrow.
Yeah, wheelbarrow. Everyone thinks
but it's
that.
barrow.
Yeah, barrow.
Yeah, I had no idea. For years, I'm like, they spelled that wrong at Home Depot one day. And I think it was my wife. She's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, they spelled barrel wrong. She's like, why would they write wheelbarrow? I'm like, because that's what it is. She's like, no, it's not. It's a barrow, you dummy. And I was like, no. And I Googled it, and sure as shit, barrow. We're going to steal their topic.
Yes.
And we're going to do our version of a bucket list.
Correct.
Yeah.
Last week I mentioned Joke of the Week.
Ah.
Right? And two weeks ago, Joe got the Joke of the Week with the emotional support knife. 3 weeks ago, I got the Joke of the Week with I'm too dead for this shit. And this week, Mike is the winner of the Joke of the Week with the Batman plunger comment.
It's not the plunger you need. It's the plunger you deserve.
Phil Batista thought that was the funniest thing of the show. And therefore, Mike is the big winner of the Joke of the Week.
Sweet.
So we're keeping a tally of that. If you really like a joke, or if something really strikes you and makes your belly laugh
from here on out. Makes your belly laugh.
If it makes you do a belly laugh, you laugh out like you laugh out loud. You LOL in real life.
Where did mumbles over here come from this week?
I don't know. Hope it gets better.
This all started with Sanofa, and it's been downhill since there. Lost all his confidence.
Congratulations to Sanofa Bantha for winning the pop. We sent that out yesterday. Also, congratulations to Lily 2009. She got in contact with us. She gave us her address.
I had someone reach out to me, and they were like, because you wrote on the description of the last one, you said, hey, it's gold.
Sanofa Bantha takes the gold.
Yeah. And they were like
it's a person.
They said, what country's Sanofa Bantha from?
Yes, that's exactly what I wanted.
They were like, the person at work was like, I've been watching all the Olympics. I didn't remember Sanofa.
Oh my God.
What country's that from?
That's amazing. That's exactly what I wanted to happen. That's exactly what I wanted to happen. Oh my God. You know why it's called Skeleton?
Why?
Because they pick yours up at the end. Did you ever watch that stuff?
Yeah.
Oh my God, those guys are crazy. Anyway, before we get started, we're going to do a little segment we like to call Joe's Top 10 You Knows It's.
You know it. You knows it. Well, now we know. And knowing is half the battle.
What do you got?
Oh, man. So I saw a video this week for a new accessory / toy that's coming out for Infinity War.
Is that so?
You know it.
Yes.
I love that he needs to be prompted now like a child.
It's an infinity gauntlet.
So Steve brought a cue card that says "You knows it," and he has to flash it to Joe.
Yep.
Yep.
I'm sorry. I didn't listen to anything. I was too worried about my job flashing the card.
It's a infinity gauntlet like prop toy.
Okay.
And it lights up. The fingers move.
Oh,
I
cool.
can't tell if your fingers are articulated in there or if there's like a trigger inside that moves it because it's gigantic. It doesn't fit a normal hand.
Okay.
But it's quite expensive.
Yeah. How much?
$150.
That's not that bad. I mean,
For a toy or for like
a prop.
a prop to put on like a desk.
It looks like the reproductions of like an Iron Man mask or a Captain America shield, like the nicer versions.
Okay.
So I don't know if it's like a Hasbro version or who makes it yet. But for $150, I'm imagining it's going to be a nice prop.
Your job is to you knows it. You're supposed to you knows all this stuff.
But yeah, Infinity Gauntlet. You're going to get it, $150?
I will not get that now.
No.
Will you get it?
You don't want to put it next to your Tiger statue?
No, I'm not that into Thanos.
What if it's got a small crack in it and it's like half off?
Maybe.
Do you know what you can do? You can flip it upside down like an open palm and stand tigers in it. Yeah.
Speaking of that tiger statue, so I go to the comic book store yesterday.
What happened? Did you return it?
No, I didn't return it.
He has a box of all the broken shit in the box. He's like, Steve, you want it? $6.
You get
I got half an Iron Man face.
You're going to build it yourself. Here's the crazy go. Have fun.
You get like funny money when you spend a certain amount, like you get money back, like,
Right.
and they give it. It's called like Bob Ross money. It's just it's a Monopoly money with Bob Ross's face on it. It's $5, and you get Orville Redenbacher's $10 and whatever. So he was ringing me up, and he's like, "Oh, let me see if you got any funny money." So I was like, "I don't think I do. I spent it all on the tiger statue because I had $10 from the tiger statue." And I'm like, "You know what?" I was like, "The guy, I think he charged me wrong for the tiger statue," and I kind of didn't want to bring it up, but I did, right? So he's like, "What do you mean?"
What kind of person?
He's like, "How?" I'm like, "Well, you told
Saw
me
it on the internet, and theirs was only half cracked.
Nope. I was like, you said 50 off, right? And he goes, yeah. And I was like, well, it was $180, so that would have been $90 at 50%, right? And he goes, yeah. I was like, he charged me $120. He's like, did he really? I was like, yeah. So that's $30 difference, right? I mean, come on, $30. That's my whole. That was all my pull list last week was $30. So he goes, let me look it up. So he looks it up on his computer, and he goes, yeah, he only gave you 40% off. I wonder why. I'll take off $25 from this order. I was like, you know what? Just give me a free pop, and we'll call it even. He's like, okay, cool, no problem. So I got a free Pickle Rick pop. What else you got on your list?
We were talking about children eating detergent.
Mm-hmm.
There was a picture that I posted the other day. I don't know if you guys saw it. It was a map of the world, and one country was highlighted.
Yeah.
And it said the only country to send the car to space and have their children eat laundry detergent. I was a little.
What country was it?
I was a little proud about that.
Were you?
Yeah.
I think this happened in England.
Did
What?
it?
I think people in England were.
Yeah, but they're not putting cars in space.
I don't think the
true.
statistics are high enough to register.
Was that Tesla?
Elon Musk.
Is he American?
He's South African.
Oh.
Claims America's residency now.
Oh, okay. Does he really?
Yeah, you know it.
Yeah, but I don't know why he shot a car into space anyway.
Because he can. That it's look at how big mine is.
Oh yeah.
That's all it is.
Did you see the picture I posted on Instagram of the Valentine's Day box filled with Tide Pods?
I did. Joe texted me the picture and he goes, inappropriate? I'm like, nope. Hysterical. Put it up. It was like a Russell Stover's box opened up so you can see the chocolates, but inside was a little dash of Tide Pods.
I was going to caption it, life is like a box of chocolates.
You never know what you're going to get.
Yeah.
You might get a mouthful of soap. Yeah.
But in other news, Disney news rather, they announced some big rides coming to their theme parks.
Is that so?
You know it.
Doesn't even need a card anymore.
You didn't need the card for that one.
He's Pavlovian trained now. Is that so? You knows it. You knows it.
I've been working my brain out all week.
I'm just going to call in the middle of the day and be like, is that so? You knows it. And hang up the phone. Yeah.
So in Hong Kong, they're opening up a Marvel Ant-Man and the Wasp ride.
Wow.
You guys hear about that?
Nope.
No.
Makes me want to go to Hong Kong just to go see it.
Was that a roller coaster?
I think so.
Or is it going to be one of those like you sit in a thing with 3D glasses and you watch the movie on TV?
I don't know, because it seems like Disney's repurposing a lot of old rides into Marvel rides now.
Yeah. That's where all the monies are.
Because we're going to get Guardians of the Galaxy, which is Tower of Terror.
Are they doing that same thing in Hong Kong?
They're doing it in Paris. Rock and Roller Coaster is becoming an Avengers ride.
Okay. Yeah, it's about time to go.
Yeah, Aerosmith. I had heard a couple years ago they were trying to court another band for that anyway.
Right.
So I could see that.
I guess they just figure wherever they can get Marvel in there, we'll just squeeze Marvel
I forget. I heard what it did for the Tower of Terror attendance. Like, it was huge.
Really?
Like, the spike was huge. Like, the lines went up to 3 hours for that ride again.
Yeah.
Just by doing what they would consider a very cheap kind of skinning of a ride. You know, what did Tower of Terror cost to develop and build? Oh my God, it's probably $200 million.
Right.
And it probably cost them less than $50 million to reskin it.
Yeah.
And if it gets you the same results.
Slap a couple of Avengers A's on there and put a shield up on the wall.
And I'm all for that.
Yeah.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I'm all for that.
And there was a big thing the past couple of days about the new Toyland coming.
Oh, the
They
Toy
announced
Story.
the date.
Yeah,
Toy
June
Story
30th.
Land.
Yep.
I'm going to be there. I'll be there this summer for it. I'll be there in August.
Which park is this now?
That's in Hollywood Studios.
Yes, which, did you hear they announced a new name? Well, it's leaked out that they've tested a new name.
For Toy Story Land?
No, for the park. That after they do
it's not
Toy
gonna be
Story
Hollywood
Land,
Studio?
they're going to redo the name of the
Pixar
park.
Land? Pixar Park?
No, it was something terrible. It was like something with imagination. I'm going to find it. Because I listened to it on a podcast.
Uh-huh.
And it's one that they tested a bunch of and they snuck it out. They were going to do like Disney's Imagination Kingdom, but they thought people would get confused.
So many words.
Well, like Disney's Magic Kingdom, Disney's Animal Kingdom.
No one calls it Disney. They just call it the Magic Kingdom.
Yeah, well, they could call this one Imagination Kingdom. Oh, wait, where do you get? I'll get the name. Hold on, I'll look it up. You can go ahead with your next, you knows it.
One of our favorite band's frontmen is going to be in a odd movie.
Who?
James Hetfield
Oh, yeah.
is going to be in the Ted Bundy movie.
Is he playing Ted Bundy?
No, he
Oh.
plays the cop who caught him.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Zac Efron's actually playing Ted Bundy.
Really?
I had no idea they were making this movie, but I followed Metallica and it came up on their page. I was like, that's interesting. Like, how did he fall into that role? Like, did he audition for it? Did he fit like a physical profile?
Was
of
Ted
the cop?
Bundy a handsome guy? Was he a handsome fellow?
I don't remember. I think we were quite young when
Yeah, we were little.
he was terrorizing people.
I've never been into, like, I know some people are.
They love serial killers.
Yeah, I didn't want to say fan of serial killers, but they're like into that
Yeah.
whole scene. So I got the name.
Oh.
Disney's Cinemagine. Like cinema and imagine.
Yeah.
Cinemagine Park.
Yeah.
That's the worst name ever.
We're going to Cinnamon Roll Park. That's what I'd be saying.
Cinemagine Park.
Right.
That's bad.
Yeah.
That's really bad.
I can't imagine this going over well.
You knows it.
Put that on a cookie. Cinemagine.
Yeah, they had tried a bunch of different names and they weren't happy with any of them, but that's really bad.
Yeah.
Just leave it as Hollywood Studios.
There's so little Hollywood left in it,
So make it Pixar Park.
but half of it's going to be Lucas. Because you're going to have Indiana Jones and
Luxar.
you're going to have Indiana Jones
Make
and
it
Star Wars.
Pixar Wars.
Pixar Wars.
Yeah, anything's better than Cinemagine.
Oh, absolutely.
Cinemagine.
Yeah.
Sounds like a food court stand.
Movie Land. Just Movie Land.
Yeah, I don't know why they didn't just lean into the movie thing more.
Yeah.
Hey, honey, can we get a snack at Cinemagine Land?
Cinemagine Park.
Yeah.
Like, they don't call any of the rest of them that. It's not like Disney's Animal Kingdom Park.
Right.
Or Disney's Magic Kingdom Park.
Mm-hmm.
It's a terrible name.
Stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It stinks and I don't like it.
Yep.
Something else you're going to not like, and I can promise you that. In an interview with Jerry Seinfeld, they asked him if he was open to a Seinfeld reboot. And he, in the past, he was very adamant against it because he felt that, there was no way to make it, any better. But now, I guess he's open for a reboot because he's saying anything's possible. So either the money's right or...
Right. You know how much money he currently gets paid to do things?
Oh, yeah.
I think his Netflix deal was $100 million.
Mm-hmm.
I have no desire for that show to be redone.
No.
What if it was the same cast? What if they just came back for like another run? Would you watch it?
What is the chances of catching that lightning in a bottle again?
I don't think people would find it funny because it's different time, different humor.
You couldn't make a lot of the jokes
Right.
they used to make. Like, you'd be screamed at for being politically incorrect or...
Man hand you couldn't get away with.
No.
Ruffled shirt.
No.
The puffy shirt.
Man hands. Imagine that wouldn't be allowed now.
No, it wouldn't be allowed.
That's
you can't
a
make,
shame.
make fun of man hands. Or close talker or far talker.
Yep.
They're all different disabilities you're making fun of. So, a couple weeks ago, how did we get talking about the sea in a group text?
You were telling us about your cruise.
Oh, yeah. I had rough seas. And I said the sea was angry, my friends, that day. And that led us into quoting Seinfeld. So I sat down that night, and I'm like, I wonder if they're on I have them all on DVD.
Right.
But I'm like, I wonder if they're just quick. I can pull them up on Kodi, and they're all there.
Yeah.
And I sat and I watched probably 20 episodes over the next couple of days. They still hold up.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
still really funny.
Oh, they're really funny.
Yeah.
So does King of Queens. King of Queens holds up
Yep.
too.
I didn't watch that one as much when I was I don't have the affinity for it.
Yeah.
But oh my God, Seinfeld still that one, the marine biologist
Yes.
one.
There are quite a few.
I still want to put a kid now in front of the TV for that and see if it holds up. It holds up to us. I don't know if it holds up
No,
to
I don't
kids.
think it
I
will.
don't think so.
Yeah.
Because I think half the problems in Seinfeld, you'd go, oh, wouldn't you just pick up your cell phone and sort that out now?
Right.
Yeah.
You know, they didn't remember something, or they didn't know something, or they couldn't get in contact with somebody.
But I was able to appreciate MASH and like,
The risk board, don't move the risk board.
Yeah, you can
just take a picture
of it. Yeah.
you know what I mean though? Like I was able to appreciate like MASH in the 2000s or the 90s when I was a kid. When I was 14, 15.
Yeah, but the world has so fundamentally changed now.
Yeah.
You know, like a lot of Seinfeld's is relationship humor or trying to develop relationships. Swiping left and swiping right, like, you know, it's not the same.
Yeah.
That whole scene is very, very different.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of the jokes, like the one where George buys the shirt, the cashmere sweater for the maid he sleeps with, and she's like this yeah, she's very stereotypical and has that accent like that. Gets you in trouble now.
Yeah.
Georgie Porgy, it's such a with the red dot.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good. But yeah, I don't think a lot of it would fly now.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely not.
Yeah, but I love it, so I don't care.
The Dominicans are rolling the
It's the grapes.
crepes too tight.
Yeah. Or he's sliding Japanese people into drawers.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah. No, most of that stuff wouldn't fly.
Yeah.
Speaking of things that aren't right,
Oh.
there's a movie coming out for children, Peter Rabbit.
Oh, it's out.
Right.
My kids want to see it.
Apparently, there's a scene in the movie where the animals are trying to take over their vegetable patch, which is owned by the farmer and his son.
Right, the
And
humans, yeah.
In the scene, they're throwing food at the kid. The kid's allergic to blackberries, and they're throwing blackberries at him, and one of them goes into his mouth.
All right.
He goes into anaphylactic shock,
That's hysterical.
and he grabs his EpiPen and he, injects himself, and he's fine.
Yeah.
But parents are up in arms about this, saying, you can't show this to kids. This isn't okay.
Sure, it is.
You know.
It's your fault your kid's got a weak immune system.
But, I remember watching My Girl, where the kid gets stung by bees and dies almost instantly.
Yeah.
There was no EpiPen there to save his life.
Yeah,
There was no one around. That wasn't a big deal for us. I don't know. But I was reading the comments on Twitter that people left, and some of them were just so ridiculous. So I'm going to read you two, right?
Okay.
And you let me know what you think. This is the first one. As a mother of a toddler allergic to several foods, I am disgusted that Sony would make a joke out of flicking an allergen at a food allergic individual. Doing so is a felony aggravated assault. What
No, it's
kind of
not.
message does that send to some kids?
You think it's felony aggravated assault?
This mother
Flicking
does.
berries at a kid.
If you know he is and you're trying to kill him, maybe.
Maybe.
But if you're an animated rabbit and you're just trying
Defending
to...
your berry badge or whatever.
They probably don't even have allergies. The second one is the scene will make you want to vomit. Sickened that Sony Pictures thought that promoting food allergy bullying by Peter and
Food
friends
allergy bullying.
would be okay in a movie, no less a children's movie. Certainly no humor in the situation. # boycott Peter Rabbit.
We're doomed.
We are doomed.
We're doomed.
Tide Pods
doomed.
and Peter Rabbit.
I had kids come up to me in school the other day. Right? Kids, 14, 15-year-old kids, asking me about my feelings on reverse racism.
I don't
right?
what?
Yes,
Well-
you heard him correctly.
Well, I said there is no such thing as reverse
Yes.
racism. There's just racism.
Correct.
Right? There's no... Racism isn't one way, and
Reverse
the reverse
racism is
I love you.
when you hated someone. Now you go, I kind of like them.
Yeah.
My opinions have been reversed.
Yes.
Right. So, but their idea of reverse racism is being prejudiced or being racist towards a black person being racist towards a white person.
It's just still racism.
And I'm like, no, that's just racism.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, I don't even want to get into the conversation with it, but I'm like, by the end, I was like, you guys are just no fun. You're just, this is what you're talking about. Like, you're 15 years old, and this is you're going, you came up, you sought me out with your 3 friends to ask this question of me while I'm proctoring the gym, what? Go talk about something else that's kid related or fun. I was like, when I was a kid, I was never taught. I had black friends, I had Chinese friends, I had Filipino friends, I had Spanish friends, Hispanic friends. We all made fun of each other and everything was fine.
Yep.
And we never talked about this crap. We talked about what we were going to do on the weekend. And who's going to buy us our friggin' beer for us on the weekend. That's all I was concerned with. I wasn't concerned with reverse racism and appropriation. Dude, I walk into the gymnasium to take a picture for the yearbook with the sci-fi kids, and there's like a roundtable discussion going on about appropriation. And I'm like,
what about appropriation?
There's just people that just like calling, I don't know, making an awareness of it. I don't even know.
But
because then I got involved in it, and I'm like, what about this? And I'm like, why am I getting involved in this? Okay, just go back to class. Well, read your comic books.
This is what I said. So I mentioned this to you guys before. You posted a thing on Facebook, like one of those, like you put up your picture and it swaps your face.
So many people were in love with me, dude.
Okay, it's such a good-looking woman.
He swapped it, and it made him into a lady.
Yeah, it was like, do you want to? What would you look like as the other gender?
Yeah, as a lady.
It just had because you could be a lady.
Gender, correct.
Yeah.
So they were all posting how sexy a woman you would make. So
people told me to save up for the operation. Someone told me to save up for the operation.
So I just gave it the big old thumbs up.
Yeah, I started a Kickstarter.
GoFundMe, I think.
Yeah, GoFundMe. Oh man.
So I gave the big old thumbs up, and I get a private message.
Yeah.
From someone, like someone I hadn't seen in years. Someone that used to work for me, and they were like, I know we haven't spoken in a long time, but I'm kind of disappointed in you. And I'm like, what did I do? And they were like, you liked a post about one of your friends becoming a lady, and I don't think you're aware of how that's racist to transgender people.
She said racist, or just offensive?
Offensive, maybe.
Yeah,
and I was like, what? And I didn't even like at first. I was like, what? Like, well, that it's big popular on the internet now. Everyone's switching genders and doesn't take into account transgenders people's feelings. And I was like, what?
Yeah.
And I get engaged in this like 10 back and forth private message, and I'm like, I'm not transphobic.
Right.
I don't give a shit what anyone does.
Right.
I was like, why am I engaged in this conversation?
Yeah.
Because I liked a post. I was like, I can't do this anymore.
But it was just a silly little thing.
So I'll give you an example. Black Panther came out, where you guys went and saw it. I didn't make the movie.
It was good.
There were posts and discussions of people saying, should white people go see it the first couple days? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let black people have their moment in the sun. And when Blade came out, 97, 98, were people like...
Spawn.
Yeah. Were people like, no whites allowed?
Catwoman.
Like, have we gotten worse? With like, are we more racially divided now?
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? Or is it just we let a small group of really loud assholes manage the conversation?
I tried to think of when I was a kid, and I'm like, I never felt uncomfortable around people.
Never.
And now I feel very uncomfortable around people.
Because you're going to watch what you say.
All types of people.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter if they're black, white, straight, gay, whatever. You know, I feel I don't leave my classroom anymore. I don't eat with colleagues. Because I'm afraid, because I know I'm going to say something stupid. I know
He just has a cue card.
I knows
Son
it.
of a panther.
He has a cue card.
Yeah. So I just try to stay away because I don't want to get in trouble and I don't want to offend people and I don't want to deal with it.
Steve called me a bantha today.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is.
I also why did we get so afraid of offending people?
Right.
What is that? When did that become such a big tragedy to offend people?
Is there a kid watching Peter Rabbit saying, but I'm allergic to blackberries and I don't think this is funny? You know?
Oh, Steve, you gave the kid with the allergies a nerdy voice. You're being so allergophobic.
Yeah, to nerds. To nerdy allergy kids. Fucking shut up.
So, speaking of bullies and fighting back.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen the Cobra Kai trailer?
I have.
I almost clicked it, but I had to do something, so I didn't. Is it fun?
So it's...
No, it looks like it's going to be the same kind of story, right?
Johnny opens up the Cobra Kai.
Again.
Starts to, bring...
Clientele.
Yeah.
The teaching of the Cobra Kai
It's the same teaching. Like, he has his strike first, mercy. And there's a scene where it's him in the gym, in the dojo, and Karate Kid walks in. And he's like, Johnny, this is bigger than the both of us. I'm done. Like, this is... Like, I'm not doing this again.
Mm-hmm.
And he just kind of, walks out. So I'm guessing he's trying to, egg...
Yeah.
Daniel back into fighting or whatnot.
Right. I assume they both coach a kid.
Yeah. Probably.
Yeah. And they have to get into what was it, this...
All Valley?
All Valley, yeah. Karate Championship.
I hope there's a Halloween dance.
I'm all in on this.
Hope someone...
Yeah, I'm not going to buy YouTube Red.
I might.
Oh, it's on YouTube Red?
Yeah.
Just do it on Cody. It'll be
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
It'll be out the same day, probably.
And I read another terrible article that PETA wants the Ninja Turtles to become vegan to help children want to be vegan.
Oh my god. Everybody's a fucking moron.
What? I don't understand.
If you want to be vegan, be vegan.
Wait,
Yes.
they eat pizza.
Yeah.
Yeah, the cheese isn't vegan. That's vegetarian.
No, I understand that.
Oh.
What?
And with pepperoni on it.
I'm
There's
just
lots of the pepperoni.
I
Oh, Christ.
PETA wants the Ninja Turtles to become vegan.
Why don't they want the Ninja Turtles to eat roughage like they're supposed to?
I thought they were going to complain because they beat up other animals. That was going to be the issue.
you would think
They're species phobic.
you would
Yeah.
think.
Oh
They're
my
speciesists.
But my last piece of news, I'm going to restore humanity.
You are.
Uh-oh.
Yes. Your faith in humanity is going to be restored.
I doubt it.
Yeah,
So last week, or 2 weeks ago, was the Super Bowl, right?
it was.
Where Eagles won. We're talking about how the Eagles fans celebrated.
You're not going to talk about the guy, are you?
What guy?
The guy that ate the
No,
shit
no,
off the
no,
ground?
no, no. This is a very good story.
You see that guy?
Yeah.
This is a good story.
Philadelphian.
It fits with our theme for tonight of bucket list items.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
So this Eagles fan was at the parade, and he brought his wife.
Yeah.
His wife was in an urn. She was a diehard Eagles fan. It was a lifelong, dream for her to see the Eagles win the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
He said, "I can't go to the parade without my wife."
Okay.
So he goes to the parade. He's got the urn. He's
What
doing
did
his
the
thing.
Terrible Philadelphians.
No,
do to
no,
him?
no, no, no,
This is
no.
offensive to everyone who's ever died.
No. So a cop comes over him and hands him a beer. He goes, "It's from those guys over there." It's a group of 15 guys. They all raise their beers and cheers the guy and his wife. They celebrated a drink and the celebration.
Yeah.
And for all the bad things we say about Eagles fans, they did something nice for somebody. No one got hurt.
That's the restored humanity?
Yeah.
Oh, screw that. Philadelphia fans suck.
They destroyed the city.
Yeah, they suck. They ate shit off the
One
floor.
guy ate horse poop. Yeah.
But a group of people did something nice for one person.
He wasn't
okay?
even dared. Was he even dared?
He was double dared.
Oh, shit. You got to do it then.
They're animals. in
Wow,
Philly.
15 people bought one beer. Wow, they're fucking saints.
Bunch of heroes.
Holy shit. Put them on
You
a
guys are horrible
cookie.
people.
I'm so angry at the world right now. Go see Black Panther, though. It's really good. It's got a good message.
It does.
It really does. It's got a
It
good
really
message. Want to give Tony a lead in for wasting time?
Take it away, Tony. Pew pew.
Now it's time for everyone's favorite segment. How are you wasting time? Or how are you pissing off your wife?
All right. So, into wasting time. Who wants to go first?
So, I actually have one that ties into your story about the veganism with the turtles.
I'm listening.
I've told you guys before about Radiolab, podcast I like a lot. They did one this week called Smarty Plants.
Okay.
And Smarty Pants. Giving him ribs, you. And
It's no Cinnamonation Island.
that was close, Joe.
It's so hard to
Sounded
remember.
like you had a stroke in the middle. Island. It's not even an island. Park's the easiest part. Cinnamon Island.
That sounds delicious.
Their episode was about whether or not plants have kind of an inherent intelligence that we just don't understand.
Mm-hmm.
And they went to 3 different scientists who were doing tests around the world
Right.
to show that plants have some deeper understanding of their environment than we are aware of.
Oh, 100%.
And they were really kind of amazing. One lady was able to demonstrate that plants grew towards the sound
Right.
of running water. They grew,
Okay.
they grew their roots towards not even like moisture in the soil, nothing. She was just able to play the sound on one side, and the roots over time grew towards the sound of running water. Another one was like plants that close up their leaves when you touch them.
Mm-hmm.
They were able to drop this plant over and over again in like basically like a little elevator that decelerated. So like it fell fast at the beginning, then decelerated, and she did it like 50 or 60 times. And by the 50 or 60th time, the plant didn't close up. It learned.
It was slowing down and
And
picking
nothing would happen.
Wow.
And she came back a couple days later, did it. The first time she did it, it closed up its leaves. Then it was like, okay, I remember this, and stopped doing it. And then she did it a couple days later. And for 28 days, up to 28 days out, it
Right.
still knew that like, oh, this isn't threatening anymore. And then there was one more where she was able to teach plants to grow in a certain direction with a Pavlovian response.
Really?
So she turned the light on in one side of the room, and every time before she turned the light on, she turned a little fan on to blow wind at the plants. She moved the light, put the fan on, the plants moved in that direction. Moved the light, turned the fan on, the plants moved in the other direction. She eventually was able to just turn the fan on the other direction.
And they would move to
they moved towards the fan.
Wow.
There's clearly something going on with plants that we don't understand.
Oh, sure.
Because I heard of like fields of grasses. Mm-hmm. If you start eating if animals start eating one side, by the time they get to the other end, the plants have secreted a toxin that make them inedible.
Oh, wow.
And like that's over like a large area.
Yo, they're eating you. They're eating us. They're eating us.
Yeah, but like we don't know how they're doing that.
Yeah.
So for all these people, like don't eat plants eat plants because they're
healthy.
Well, it's not hurting anyone.
Right.
You're hurting plants. They got feelings.
They have something.
Yeah.
Don't eat anything.
That we don't know about.
They're a living thing. Every living thing is going to have some type of response to a stimulus.
Correct. They're just...
They can grow and develop and reproduce, but they can't feel anything.
Like the idea that a plant could learn?
Yeah, why not? I don't know. I mean, there's no nervous system, so...
No nervous system, no brain.
I am Groot.
But that's what, like one of the biologists said, like, we are very biased to thinking the only way things can learn is with the brain, because that's the way we learn.
Right.
But there may be something more...
Well, it might not... It's not the same learning.
Correct. That's what he said.
Yeah, it's not the same learning.
It's a chemical process or it's something we're not even...
It's a response to a stimulus.
And we're not even understanding because it's so foreign to us.
Right. All right. That's
I thought that was pretty... The only reason it sprung to mind because all the vegans are like, your meat is murder. Like the plants don't seem to be too thrilled about you chewing on them anyway. I also had an intro. I told you about this.
Right.
I got a text.
Yeah.
Like 2 weeks ago.
Right.
In the middle of a Saturday night at work. It seems very aggressive. Mm-hmm. It's like I know where I should get it. It's I know where you little jerks live. Your mother's gonna cry when she sees what I've done to you from a number I don't know. And I'm like, oh, this has got to be someone I've made mad, like a team member I fired or something.
Or
and then I'm looking at it and I'm like, oh, this is a quote from Tommy Boy, right?
Okay.
So I don't know who it is, and I don't want to be a jerk and be like, hey, who is this? Maybe it's someone I knew in the past. I just give him a Tommy Boy quote back, right? I give him, fat guy in a little coat, something like that. They quote me back, Tommy Boy. So I go get another one, Tommy Boy, and we did this for like 5 hours.
Get out of here.
No, completely back and forth for about 5 hours. Night ends, I go to bed. I wake up the next morning, Black Sheep quote.
Are you serious?
We did the whole thing again for another day.
Wow.
Woke up the next day.
Kindred spirits.
Forrest Gump quote. Did the same thing for a whole nother day. I still have no idea who this is.
You guys got to meet.
I don't know who. It's probably someone I know.
Yeah.
But I'm 200 movie quotes in. I can't be like, who is this?
Sure you can.
I don't know who it is. I even grabbed all the people at work. I'm like, punch this number in your cell phone. Tell me what comes up. See if it was like...
Yeah.
If I have no idea who it is.
Did you try Googling the number?
I did.
Didn't come up.
No, it's a Long Island number. So it's someone I probably know.
That's hilarious.
But it's such a cool... It's such a fun...
I want to think it was just some kid randomly texting somebody Tommy Boy quotes and seeing what happens.
Even if that's it, more power to him. It's amazing.
Yeah.
We had it was so much fun. It really was so much fun.
I hope they're listening.
Yeah, like the Forrest Gump quote was the next day. He's like, Lieutenant Dan, you got magic legs. And then I was like, all right, Forrest Gump it is. And it's fun to pull the quotes.
I was going to say, did you ever have to look a quote up?
Oh, absolutely. So I wanted to make sure I was real accurate.
Okay.
Like the Time Boy ones.
Is it still going or has it stopped?
I think I'm the one who let it go. Yeah. But it's so much fun. Like if it's just...
You're a shitty stranger friend.
If it's just someone who texts me a quote... I almost want to just pick a number and send them a Tommy Boy, pick a Full Metal Jacket quote or something.
You gotta hope they know the movie at least.
And like, how many people would engage in it?
Because if I would have got that, I wouldn't have known right away it was a Tommy Boy quote. That one that you said about the kids.
Let's make a challenge to our listeners. Send us a quote on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter.
Yeah.
And we'll try to continue the thread.
Oh, dude, it was so much fun.
All right.
Like all night.
It's gonna be me and Kate, you and Kate, me and Kate, Mike and Kate, me and Kate, Jose like Kate, me and Kate, Phil.
It was fun though, like to pull up my phone and just be like, I wonder what quote he sent me now. And then like, could I come up with one that was like tangentially linked to it?
Right.
Yeah. It was really fun.
I was like, who you texting?
Yeah. Huh?
But your wife's probably like, who you texting?
No, I came home and I told her, I'm like,
some stranger.
I was like, whose number is this? She's like, I don't know. So I was like, why? I'm like, read what they wrote. And she's like, why are they threatening you? I'm like, no, keep reading.
It's his wife.
With
She's
another
got-
phone. She doesn't. She would never have all those quotes. Never. I wish she did, but she
She's gonna
wouldn't.
burn her phone.
You could just fucking with him.
I hope it was. I had such a good time
It's
with
crumbs
it.
to zero. She's checking out her
Yeah.
burner phones.
You're number 13. You're the baker's dozen.
Sweet.
Yes.
That's what she
I always
said.
knew it would be a cookie that killed me.
Oh, that's a great title for a movie. The Cookie That Killed Me. It's like a Bond movie.
The Marie DeZio
The
story.
Marita Zio story. It'd just be a documentary about the 13 people she killed. Oh, that'd be great.
But yeah, we
How'd you
should,
waste
you
time,
should do
Steve?
just grab a number and send him a random text.
How'd you waste time?
So the other day I said that I spent 90,000 points on a mystery box for Regal.
Okay.
Well, I brought the box.
Did you open it yet?
Nope. We're gonna open it right now.
That's a mystery sack.
Shut up! It's for the yes, I opened it.
What a jerk.
My son opened it. My son opened it while I was at work. So this was the worst 90,000 points I've ever spent. So
Who couldn't see that coming?
Daredevil.
you ready?
You know it.
You knows it. Okay. So first thing I got was this.
What the fuck is that?
It's an Annabelle mask.
This is Annabelle Creation mask with the eyes cut out.
Mask on a stick.
Mask on a stick.
That's the freakiest thing I ever seen.
That is something they gave out at a movie.
Oh yeah, yeah. All this stuff is, I'm sure. Okay, that's one
some
thing.
promotional thing they didn't use them all.
No. This is all this stuff is stuff they couldn't get rid of. 100%. 100%.
Money well spent.
Okay.
Number 2. Well, this is all Movie Pass money.
So garbage on a stick.
What are we gonna stick? I got Wonder Woman 3D glasses. So if I ever want to go to a movie theater and use my own 3D glasses, I can, and then I could look like Wonder Woman if she wore 3D glasses.
Too bad you don't like 3D movies.
Do your kids go to 3D movies?
No, we hate them.
I was gonna give those to Mike's kids.
Well,
I hate 3D movies.
Any of our listeners want 3D Wonder Woman glasses?
Only worn once.
No, they're still in the bag.
Leave us a review and you got them.
Leave us a review somewhere, and you got them. SoundCloud.
You want any of this
Podbean.
stuff? Leave us a review and it's yours. Annabelle,
All of
Wonder
it.
Woman glasses.
Yeah. Okay. Next up, Emoji Movie headphones.
Oh my god, you got a bag full of shit.
Emoji Movie headphones.
shit.
They are
Call this shit poop.
they are pink headphones with an emoji on the case. That's the only emoji thing about them.
That's craptastic.
No, this is craptastic.
jeez.
It's an shit emoji T-shirt, which my son really wants. So I'm gonna give this to him.
You gotta put it in water so it expands.
No, I don't think that's how it works.
Yes, it is.
I don't think so.
I think Joe's right.
No, that's a towel. I think you can just open this up. Let's open it up. I think you can just open this up and undo it.
It sounds like it's made out of tissue paper.
Well, it has tissue paper.
Oh, I was like, you never want to get that shirt wet.
So the shirt says, oh, and it's like a kid's medium. It says, reporting for duty.
Duty.
The Emoji Movie in theaters July 28th, and it has the poop emoji with his little bow tie on. So there you go. You didn't
How
have to-
many trips to the movie theater did you have to get 90,000 points?
Oh, lots. Lots.
That's
I'm not
all
done.
you could get for 90,000 points?
I'm not done yet. This actually isn't bad. I got a little drawstring backpack, Thor Ragnarok.
For when you need to go on your school trips and put your
My lunch-
snackables
my
and
lunch in there.
your thermos.
I don't know if you can get a thermos and a Lunchable in that bag.
There you go.
It's so thin.
I got another T-shirt for
It looks blank.
Bad Santa 2. Bad Santa 2 T-shirt.
Oh, doctor.
Yeah. Oh, we're not done. We're not done. We got more. Nicole actually wants this. It's a Nightmare Before Christmas iron-on patch of Zero, the dog. I got an LED flashlight with batteries from the movie Foreigner. I don't know what movie that was. Anyone remember that?
Nope.
This comes in handy. I'm going to keep that in my car. And then I got Thor Ragnarok keychain of his little helmet. Right there.
Okay.
You want that?
No, it's okay.
Huh? Anybody want a Thor Ragnarok? We'll do that at the end.
Has anyone ever done an unboxing podcast?
And lastly,
There may be a reason why.
the worst thing they could possibly have sent me. It's a Statesman cowboy hat from the movie Kingsman 2.
What's it made out of? It looks like it's made out of felt.
I don't know what it's made of, but it ain't a real hat. I don't think. It's not made out of real hat materials.
It's like cardboard.
Right? When the movie first came out and you went onto Regal Movie Points, you could have gotten a Kingsman bundle. And it came with the hat. It came with a flask, a Kingsman flask, a metal flask. If they would have given me the flask, that would have been totally worth it. But they gave me that piece of crap. So I figured this. whoever got the joke of the week could wear the hat for the episode. So Mike,
I'd rather not. I'm not going to tell any more jokes.
So yeah.
What a terrible bag.
I'm sorry, Steve.
Yeah, it's all right.
All those points wasted.
90,000 points. 2,800 points a pop.
What else could you have used the points on if you would have used
There had to be
like,
something
sooner?
else.
I could have gotten, how many times is 15 going to 90? 6 times?
Mm-hmm.
I could have got 6 movie tickets for free.
But you're already getting free movie tickets.
Yeah, I'm already getting free movie tickets. So I did. That's why I was like, let me take a risk on this one. What else was there? There was crappy posters I didn't want.
6 movie tickets cost you roughly what?
6 times to $120 if you got it at a Manhattan theater.
That's not $120 worth of stuff.
That's not $8 worth of stuff. What are you talking about?
I'm just, dude.
The stamp they sent that with, they overpaid for.
You know what you should do?
What should I do?
Put it all back in the box and send it back to them.
Yeah, they're not
with the shame basket.
They're not going to do it. And you know what the kicker is?
You had to pay for shipping.
That I'm really pissed about. They charged me shipping, and then they charged me $8 for
handling.
No, for a poster shipping for the tube, and I never got a poster.
Maybe it's coming.
No, they say you only get 10 items, and that's 10 items.
Call them back and be like, yo, where's my poster?
So now...
You want an Emojis movie poster?
No.
That's what's coming.
So I went on Twitter. I didn't complain or anything. I just went on Twitter. I happened to see in one of the...
This is when you complain.
Yeah, no, that's...
Not for marketers.
They said random 10 things. I got 10 random things. That's exactly what I expected.
$10 at your comic book store.
And somebody was talking about the Disney rewards points.
Uh-huh.
And how they just signed up for the Disney rewards points. Has anybody ever done it? So I responded. I was like, yeah, there aren't the prizes aren't great. The reward stuff isn't great. So I really haven't paid attention to it. And he sends me a picture of a full-size Star Wars poster. He goes, I got this for 800 points. And I'm like, really? I was like, oh, maybe I should go check. Maybe they've changed it. So I go on. Right. I have 5,000 points, which seems like nothing. But when you got 150 points per movie or whatever, 5,000, it's a lot. I ended up getting 2 Funko Pops, BB-8, the BB-9, the Black Droid, Thor from Thor Ragnarok, and I got 3 movie posters: Black Panther, Thor Ragnarok, and Star Wars Return of the Jedi. All free shipping for everything.
Wow.
For my 4,000 points. That's a way better deal than this
absolutely.
stuff. Because I couldn't even get the posters I wanted from Regal. But that's one way I wasted time.
Man, I'm sorry, Steve.
It's all right. Hey, I figured I'd give it a shot.
Points, wasted time.
Did you guys see my Snake Eyes drawing?
I did. It was a great Cobra Commander.
It was obviously Snake Eyes. I was...
He's not white, though.
No, I know. That's Shadowfax or whatever his name is. Shadow Hunter. What's his name? Storm Shadow.
Shadowfax. That's like what something with Harry Potter.
No, that's Gandalf's
horse. Yeah,
it's Gandalf's horse.
Shadowfax are all those iffy cars that you get when you don't use Carfax.
So what I did was I drew you might remember from the other episodes, I drew a what's his face, Snake Eyes, and I thought he was a bad guy, but he's not a bad guy. He's a good guy. But I sent my pencils over to Nate Appleby, our buddy over at Aussie and the Palm.
He's sharpening them for you.
And he digitally colors stuff like as a little side job, and he did that for me, and he colored it up, and it looks really, really cool. You can check that out on our Instagram page.
Come on, what you should have sent him back was a fully colored Storm Shadow.
And just named it Halifax or Stormfax.
Yeah, Halifax now. The place in Nova Scotia.
Yeah. If you want,
you are a mushmouth son of a bitch tonight.
If you want to check his work out, you can go to Appleby Creative on Instagram, and you can go to his website, applebecreativestudio.com. If you want to give him work, or if you want to check out his stuff, you can go to that website. What are you going to say?
Nothing but fact-based pictures.
Yeah. Have you guys been watching the Olympics lately?
I have.
You know it. Come on. I know you a bit better than you do.
Have you guys heard any of the interviews with any of our snowboarders? Because they're the biggest burnouts I've ever heard in my life. All the snowboarders and some of the skiers. And I don't know if it's a generational thing or if it's
Could have been a constantly hitting your head thing, too.
Yeah, maybe it's the sport. And they're so young. All these snowboarders like 17 18, 19 years old. One girl, every time, now when you go down the half pipe, you go along the side of the half pipe, like on a ramp, and then you jump into the pipe. This one girl, every time she would go down the ramp, right before she jumped in, she would do a namaste. She would put her hands together and do a little namaste and collect her spirit, her chi, right?
How do you know?
because I watched the Olympics.
How do you know she was clipping her chi?
No, she says it. It was like a big thing. Oh, watch her do her. She finds her tree and namaste. And, all the announcers were doing all their stupid shit with it. And she would, like, fall on the first jump. Like, the first stupid jump she's trying to do, like, the easiest trick, and she just fall on her ass. And I'm like,
The easiest trick.
Well, for them it's easy. It's not easy for me, obviously. But I'm like, oh, yeah, your namaste really worked.
I would like to see you snowboard and then do the namaste thing and not break your arm.
He's standing there, he crosses his arms, he just tips over.
I've never gone snowboarding. I've gone skiing, but I've never gone snowboarding.
Somewhere in Halifax. With Storm Shadow.
I bet they have good snow with it, good powder. But then there's the girl Michaela Schifrin.
Okay.
She's really good. Mm-hmm. She's amazing. She won the gold medal. But she was they were doing an interview with her and her mom. And she was like, and the interviewer was like, oh, so do you ever like get tired of practicing all the time or whatever? And she's like, yeah, sometimes I just want to be home Netflixing and chilling. And I'm like, did she just say Netflix and chill? Like, is that like...
I think it's lost its
connotation. Lost its dirtiness to it? Because like a year ago, that meant like come over and let's bang, right? That's what it meant.
Give them the time, Steve.
And then
there's a new term we don't even know about.
And then they threw it back to like the
old... Hulu and hunk.
Hulu and hung?
Honk.
Oh, honk. And lastly, me and Joe saw Black Panther yesterday, and we really, really liked it.
That's YouTube and lube.
YouTube and lube. That's pretty good. Yeah. I like that one. But yeah, me and Joe liked that movie. We'll do a full-scale review of it maybe when Mike sees it.
Come on over and podcast an ass.
Podcast an ass. That's pretty good.
I was falling asleep driving home. Yeah. From my work to your house is like a 2.5 hour drive.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
Yeah, and at 8 o'clock at night, I was not doing well.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm going to make it to the movie, but I'm not going to make it home. I wasn't. There was no
I almost didn't make it home last night.
Really?
There was so much fog.
Oh, really?
I couldn't even see the bridge.
Huh.
I was like, oh, I know it's in that direction. I'm just going to follow the road that's in front of me.
I know it's in that direction. As he plunges into the East River.
Just follow the lights. Could not see shit going home.
Wow. That's dangerous. I hate when that happens.
Very, very dangerous. Did you guys watch Grand Tour? Have you caught up?
I have watched the last two, actually, all caught up.
All caught up.
Did you see today's?
No.
I watched that
Good.
tonight.
11's good.
Is it good?
11 is a mini special.
Oh.
So there's no in-studio portion at all.
Okay. I like those.
Speaking of the in-studio
They cure
portion.
world hunger.
Really?
Do they?
Yeah.
Yes.
They were like, they decided our options were either launch a car into space.
Uh-huh.
Or what the hell did Richard want to do? Something else ridiculous. And they're like, none of those are ambitious enough. So we decided we're going to cure world hunger. Yeah. It's a good one.
Did you see the episode of Paris Hilton dressed up as Black Canary?
Yeah, right.
Is that what she was dressed as?
She
No,
looked
she
like
looked
it.
like it.
She had the leather jacket, the
Yeah,
gloves.
no, I saw, yeah.
And
I
was
love
just
the Model X.
dumb
Oh,
as a
yeah.
doorknob.
Yeah.
Yeah, she hasn't not gained a brain cell since her video.
I was telling Steve, I love that Tesla that they
The Model
raced.
X. Yeah, it's
That
really
was
nice.
so cool.
It's out of this world, man. It's crazy with that big iPad looking thing in the console.
Yeah.
And you can what was with the Bond car? Like you can inside, if you didn't want to look at your car on the screen, you could just look at the Bond
You can
car.
make it look at anything else, like anything else.
That's funny.
I liked celebration mode.
Yeah, celebration mode was funny.
We're going to go with warp speed. Ready?
Yeah.
Press a button.
It's fun that they're a car company and they kind of understand that the cars are supposed to be fun.
Yeah.
Like, it's not launch, it's ludicrous speed.
From Spaceballs.
Yeah, come on, that's great.
Yeah.
Listen, it's supposed to be coming out with an affordable one. Now,
Really?
Right? That's the Model C, is that what they're calling it?
The Model cheap.
Yeah, I think that's the Model C. It's supposed to be 50 grand, like a regular sedan.
Nice.
I'm going to use my bag of dicks money.
I would love it. I think that's the way to go.
Gonna park
Solar
it.
panels on your roof and a Tesla in your garage.
Yeah.
I'm halfway there. I got solar panels on my roof.
Yeah.
There you go. Joe, how'd you waste time?
So the other day I was on the bus going home and there was a billboard. I knew what it was for, but my mind started to wander a little bit.
It said Hulu and Screw.
Right.
I like that one better.
There you go.
That's the best
took
one.
me a minute.
There you go.
It was a billboard and it said AJ Yellow Taxi Tutors.
AJ Yellow Taxi Tutors. Okay.
So they're preparing you for the yellow taxi exams.
Yes.
There's an exam?
I guess so. In my head, I'm like, well, what if it's like you get into a yellow taxi and they teach you like math, physics,
Oh.
how to read.
I thought you were going to say they were dressed up like colonial English people and tutors.
No.
Governor, and off he goes.
I like that better. But like stuff like that, I'm like, what else could it be? Like what?
Yeah.
Like
Did you call?
no, I didn't call.
You should have called.
I wanted to, but I was like, what if they're talkative and they want like a lot of information? I don't want to be rude. And I'm like, I called you, so
Right.
I kind of have to sit on the phone a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But I was just sitting on the bus on my way home, and after I passed that time, I'm like, what if you got into a cab? And like, yeah, so what do you want to learn today? As you drive to your destination, it's almost like a cash cab.
How can I help you? Yeah. How can I tutor you?
Right.
Yeah.
Have you met a lot of cabbies and been like, I can learn something from him?
Well, maybe this is a new thing.
A lot of college professors.
The cab driver would tutor the.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Have you ever saw a lot of cab drives and like, I wonder what I can learn from that man?
Yeah. How many PhDs driving cabs these days?
How many GEDs driving cabs these days? Come on.
That's true too.
Did you see the loser that crashed?
Mm-hmm.
That wiped out pretty bad.
I watched it live.
You did?
I sure did.
Oh, poor girl.
Because they were like, yeah, she's going really good. She was like half a second in the green.
Right.
And then all of a sudden the wheels came off and she puts her feet down to slow down.
Is that how they steer the
Well, they just shift their weight.
sled?
They kind of just shift their weight to the left or the right.
You see a lot of them, like, their feet touch every now and again.
Yeah.
But I can't tell, like, there's, like, a braking mechanism on the shoe.
She was trying to stop. She was definitely trying to stop. Her feet were firmly planted down. Her head came up a little bit. Like, she was like, all right, I need to stop. And
Stop!
And then it just went like she fishtailed, and then she just couldn't recover the fishtail. So she goes up the highest bank on the track, feet first. Feet first up the bank, slides down head first into the wall. As soon as she hit the wall, it was going onto a straight. So they have a camera on that straightaway. And you see her sliding down, and like the sled is like 20 feet in front of her, and she's sliding after it. And you just hear like, and I'm like, oh my God, she's dying. She's dying on television. Like, I hope she can move her hands and feet, and oh my God. But she walked off on her own.
Walked off?
Yeah, she got up and walked off. But dude, if you ever get the footage of it, like if you can watch the actual live footage of it, as soon as she crashes, the first person they go to is the girl who was in first place, who they're making just stand there. They make the leader of the runs stand in front of a drop screen.
So she can go, yes.
And it's a Canadian girl, and she's holding her helmet, and her face is just horror. Like,
what else would it be?
But why go to the poor girl? Why put the girl on the spot? What was she gonna do? Start juggling? Get your mind off of it? She was horrified. You gotta see her face.
The girl, she's high-fiving her other teammate.
You see that jerk?
But yeah, like
I got this in the bag now.
If you can find that footage,
like the one that they're putting that lady in.
Yeah, if you could find the footage of that, the poor Canadian girl in first place, her face is priceless. Man.
I saw the video. It was just a replay of the video, like when she like crashes and slides all around. But oh my God, that poor girl.
I thought she broke her neck, man.
That's all I have.
All right, so let's move into our main topic, which is brought to you by Bag of Dicks. When you need to send someone a bag of dicks, look no further than the original Bag of Dicks, the ultimate gag gift. Enter promo code DINNERPOD at checkout or go to bagadicks.com/dinnerpod to receive 10% off of your order. You can choose from a regular old bag of dicks, a singing bag of dicks, or an evil bag of dicks. And I'm not sure if they still have their Valentine's bag of dicks up. Maybe you can get those on sale, but they're pink bag of dicks. They got can koozies and flip cups with big blue penises on them. So they're really fun little gag gifts if you want to get those for your buddies. So today we are talking about
list of buckets.
Now, so you wrote the script again. So why don't you take it away there, Mikey boy?
All right. So I thought it was a really good idea when they said bucket list. I went home and talked to my wife, and she said that in her senior year of college, her professor made them all write a bucket list.
Huh.
Took it from them and said, "Give me your address" on a self-addressed stamped envelope, and said she'd send it to them 5 years later.
Creep.
To see where they'd be.
Yeah.
Or like how silly some of your aspirations in college were, and or like how if you ended up on a different career path and that kind of stuff. I thought it's a good idea.
Did she ever get a letter back?
She did.
Oh wow.
Did she accomplish any of them? I mean, the bucket list. You're supposed to have your whole life for that. Like, what are you going to get done in 5 years?
Your profession. I think she said do 5, 10, 20, and 30. I think that was like the professor. Like, where do you want to be in 5 years? What do you want to be in 10 years?
Right.
To see if you were even like on the road or on the same path. But so that was my first question. Have you guys ever even written a bucket list, or do you keep one?
I've never actually written a bucket list,
Okay.
but I've definitely said I got to put this on my bucket list. Like I've said things like that before. Absolutely, like 100%. Like I have to do before I die. This has to get done. I've said that a bunch of times.
I read something once though that like a Harvard business study, you're like 95% more likely to do something if you write it down. It was it was way above 75%. Like if just the act of writing something down makes it like more tangible and real for you, and you're way more likely to get it done. It was some ridiculously higher percentage.
Wow.
That like if you set goals and write them, you're way more likely to accomplish them.
Think that guy at Philly you ever wrote down, eat horse shit off the floor?
Yeah, he pulled out a big marker, started crossing it off. He's like, all I need to find is a camel and a donkey now. I got the whole set. He's like going for the grand slam.
Oh, Jesus.
So none of us have one, right? So then my next question was, are they even a good idea? Are they something that's kind of aspirational, like stuff you want to do, or are they just a list of like, oh shit, I didn't get that accomplished?
It depends on how realistic you are with your list. If you are realistic with your list, then it's a good goal-setting motivational tool.
Are they even supposed to be goals? Are they supposed to be goals that should they be the most outrageous things to motivate you to try harder?
No, I think it's things you want to do before you die.
Yeah.
Things that you're like, I want to do this, and if you get to do it, you're like, I'm glad I got to do that.
Yeah. You don't want to leave this earth without doing those particular things or experiencing.
That's what I mean. And if you don't get them done, though,
well, if you
don't get it done, you don't get it done. That's
you have
why
to
it's a
be
bucket
realistic.
list.
Like I can't be like, oh, I want to go to the moon. Like that's not realistic.
If you're Elon Musk, you can.
Yeah, he's got to get in his car. He's going to shoot to the moon.
Right. So I mean that's very unrealistic. I think and when I tried to make my list for this show, I tried to make them all things that I absolutely can actually
everything
accomplish.
that's on my list is stuff that I can do.
Okay.
Somewhere along the line.
And I've crossed a bunch of things off my list already.
And they're not intangible where I'm like, this will never happen.
Right. Yeah, my list has gotten shorter over the past couple of years. Yeah.
So the first question I asked is, are there any places you want to visit that you'd put on your list?
100%.
100%.
All right. Who wants to go first?
I want to, before I die, I want to go to the Swiss. I want to go to Scandinavia. I want to see Scandinavian countries. Like Switzerland, Sweden, like those countries. I want to ski in the Swiss Alps. That's one of my things. I want to ski in the Swiss Alps.
All right,
is this going to be a thing where all my bucket list things are stupid and all your bucket list things are great?
No, not at all.
Okay, because I thought skiing in the Swiss Alps was pretty cool.
Yeah, it's very fun.
It's for all the scenery in the Alps is what he wants to see.
What else is there? I don't know. I'm not. What are you implying with me?
Yeah,
I usually get the implication.
All the blonde hair, blue-eyed women.
Oh, all right. I mean, yeah, that's a perk, but
yeah.
But I'm gonna go with my wife. I'm assuming I would go to the Swiss Alps with my wife. I got to put blinders on.
She has to blind you before she goes.
Yeah.
Joe, what do you got?
I'm gonna ski with a shame basket. I'm gonna do three things.
All right.
First one's gonna be the major league stadiums. Second, to see all 7 wonders of the world.
There's like modern, ancient, and natural. Which ones are you interested in?
All of them.
All 21 of them.
21. My 7 has become 21 places to visit.
And then to go to all 7 continents.
That Antarctica one might be tough.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's boats like out of Patagonia and stuff.
Before I die, I have to see a football game in Denver, Colorado. I want to see the Broncos play a football game at home. They're my favorite team. I want to see them play at home against a rival like the Chargers or the Raiders or something like that.
So mine are much more, I don't know, just actual places. Like I really want to go to Alaska.
Mm-hmm.
I want to go to the Galapagos.
Okay.
That's a good one. That's a good one, the Galapagos.
I want to go to Yosemite, which I think I'm going to get done the next year or two.
Yeah, that's very doable.
I've been on that for a while.
That's
with
on
the wife.
my list. National parks.
Someone, because this year was the 100th anniversary. It was either like Condé Nast or one of them did a road trip, all the United States national parks,
right.
and like the most efficient route to do them all. I would love to do that, but I really want to see Yosemite or Yellowstone.
Yeah.
I really want to see
100%.
Yellowstone. And then I want to go see the Northern Lights.
Yep.
Oh, cool.
I almost did that this year.
You can do that on a cruise, I think.
There is.
If you go to the Alaskan cruise, you might be able to do that.
And then there's one more, and I should have done it when I went to Hawaii for you, but I want to go to the Keck Observatory in Hawaii. It's the highest point in the Hawaiian Islands, and it's on... Everyone on the island has agreed to use diffused light at night, so light's diffused down instead of up. So you can get a clear shot of the sky, and it's one of the few places in the northern hemisphere where you can still see the spiral arm of the galaxy.
Oh, wow.
I think there's something lost with humanity when we don't look up at the sky anymore and put into context how kind of small and insignificant we are. I think when you do that, it puts your problems. We're like, oh my God, my world's going to end. Then you're like, I'm really insignificant.
Oh
like,
my God, my blueberry allergy
Exactly.
is really bothering me, and I'm so insecure about it.
I think that not connection to a lack of connection to a bigger thing.
Right.
I think hurts us as people.
Yeah.
And that's something all of mine are really nature related things, but I really like the outdoors.
Yeah.
And I'd really like to go see those.
Nice.
I could have done Hawaii too. But we had to fly to a different island. But the Keck Observatory, you can just go up with like a regular telescope and see.
Really?
Yeah, amazing stuff. Just lay out in the hood of your car and see the spiral arm of the galaxy.
That's cool.
So that I would love to do. Is there any events you would like to attend? Like anything you want to go to?
Oh, yeah.
Once in your life. Like a big event. Like, I don't know.
The running of the bulls.
That's a good
No,
one.
I don't want to do that. Not even close to either.
Really? Wouldn't
no,
do that?
No. I would
Not even
want-
just to watch?
No.
I would have done that as a kid.
No.
Younger, I would have put that on my list. Absolutely, I would have put that on my list.
I don't want to see people getting impaled by bulls.
That's not the point. Get it? Point.
Giving them ribs. I'd like to go see the Grand Prix of Monte Carlo.
Oh, okay.
That's probably
That's really
equally
cool.
as dangerous.
I wouldn't want to drive in it, but I'd want to go to the south of France and see
We've been there.
We were there, yeah.
the richest F1 race.
Remember that?
ever.
Pulling up to that, like, swanky hotel, and there were just Lamborghinis just all parked in front.
That's amazing.
Oh, my God, Steve. It was amazing.
Do you ever see that racetrack, the Monte Carlo
No.
Grand Prix? Oh my God, it goes through the streets of southern France, and there's these freaking hairpin turns on the top of hills, and like people like die on those ones. There's a tunnel. There's one that goes along the water that's in a tunnel, and the sounds that come out of it are amazing. And you're surrounded by celebrities and stuff.
Right.
I don't even know if they let normal people like go there to see it.
No normies.
No normies, but that's one thing I would love to do. And one place I'd love to go besides Denver to see my Broncos.
We went to Monaco, right, on a trip.
Yep.
Yeah, the Monaco Grand Prix.
It's very
is what's
pretty. I mean, it wasn't the Grand Prix then.
Right.
It's a very unique kind of place.
Yeah. What did I call it? Monte Carlo? Oh, no, it's a Monaco Grand Prix. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So I looked up the Seven Wonders if you want to know what they are. Get them on your list.
Is this the natural ones or the
I
ancient
have
ones?
both.
Oh, okay.
So Seven Wonders of the world are like all man-made things. So the Great Pyramids of Giza,
Yep.
Egypt, the Great Wall of China,
Yep.
Petra in Jordan, Chichen Itza in the Yucatan.
Yep.
That's like that's Aztec, right? Machu Picchu in Peru, the Taj Mahal, and Christ the Redeemer.
In Atlantic City?
What?
In Atlantic City?
No, in the Taj
Brazil.
Mahal in India.
Oh.
And Christ the Redeemer in Brazil. They have the seven ancient wonders, natural wonders, which is Mount Everest,
Right.
which would be amazing. Victoria Falls in Zimbabwe, the Grand Canyon, the Great Barrier Reef, the Northern Lights, Parachutin volcano in Mexico, and the harbor of Rio de Janeiro in Brazil.
I'm okay with like 3 out of those.
Really?
Yeah.
I would love to see Everest.
I would like to see Everest. I'd like to see the Great Barrier Reef.
Victoria
and Grand
Falls,
Canyon.
the tallest waterfall in the world.
I'm okay with that.
I like to see the man-made ones, I think, more.
Really?
Yeah, I think so.
I'm way more into what nature does.
The one in Brazil, the big giant statue in
Yeah,
Brazil.
Christ the Redeemer.
Yeah. That's amazing. That's
Yeah.
amazing. The pyramids, that would be amazing to go see.
So those are there's ancient ones too. I know like the Colossus of Rhodes is on that
Right.
and that kind of stuff.
But if you go to see those, then I kind of like killed two birds with one stone. So I'm checking off continents as well.
Oh yeah.
I also
the continents is tough. That's a tough one. That's all brings you all around the world.
You gotta plan it really well.
Yeah. I also want to see a Super Bowl.
Yeah, that's
live and in person.
Yeah.
Live and in person, I want to be at a Super Bowl. I've been to World Series games. I've been to Stanley Cup Finals, but I do want to see a Super Bowl. I've always wanted to go to a Super Bowl. I prefer one that my team's not in, so I don't have so I can enjoy it more. Because there's always the risk of your team losing. But yeah, we're gonna try next year.
Super Bowl, World Cup, and this is a
The World Cup's tough now because they're in such remote places with the next.
Yeah, but you waited
many
out till
years,
they
I know.
start to come around again. I'm sorry I didn't go in Germany when I had the chance. But
Like, would you go to any tournament game, or would it be the final match?
I would go to anyone.
Yeah.
You can't pick which ones you want. You
Right.
just get a lottery.
Yeah.
And you can tell them which teams you want to go see. But it's just kind of like, this is what you get.
Yeah.
But
I'm
you know what?
if you paid enough, you can get whatever you wanted. But
Right. See, that's what's so special to me about the Super Bowl is it's only one game.
Right.
You know, that like if you go to the Stanley Cup Finals, it's 7 games. You can go see game 1 cheaper than seeing game 6
Well, the World
or
Cup,
7.
the championship's only one.
Yeah,
game.
right. So that's what makes
and
what would
only
make
once
it
every
special.
4 years.
Right. And that's what would make it so special to see the last game. Like I went to the World Cup of Hockey 2 years ago, which is like the light Olympics basically. It's the Olympic teams with the National Hockey League players. So I got to see the United States play Team Europe, and it was an all-star game pretty much. But they were going hard at it. They weren't just messing around, and it was a lot of fun. But I went to like the first preliminary game of the tournament, which really had no stakes at it. I didn't go to a U.S.-Canada game because those tickets were crazy money.
Yeah.
And it was on days that I couldn't go.
You know what I've always wanted to do? It sounds real silly. Sit courtside at a basketball game.
No, why is that silly?
No, that's not silly. That's not bad. I mean, any kind of courtside, that low seat would be really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know how much money that would be at Madison Square Garden?
Oh, I know.
Holy cow.
Well, that's why, like, if the Knicks were better, I could be like, I can enjoy the game. Cause
If Knicks was better, there'd be even more money.
I know, but if it's a bucket list, I'm like, you know what, I'm going to do it.
Yeah,
you should go to a smaller market and do it when the Knicks are in town.
That's true.
Go to a smaller market like...
The Nets.
Yeah, but you want to be that guy.
Oh, no, Brooklyn Nets aren't cheap either.
The Pelicans.
Pelicans, yeah. Go to New Orleans.
Yeah.
So, speaking of New Orleans, that's on my list. I would like to go to Mardi Gras. I really would, just once. It's got to be like, how many of the biggest parties on the planet? What do you got? Mardi Gras, Carnival?
You can't keep up with that no more.
No, I know.
We said it last week. We wouldn't be able to do it.
No, I know, but that's...
But you
that's
give it
okay.
a try.
Yeah, I would.
Give the old college
I'd give
try.
it a try,
Absolutely.
yeah. I want to go to the Olympics. We both put that. I'm thinking 2028 in LA. That's what I'm thinking.
Okay.
2028 in LA.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
All right.
And then I would like to go see one of the mass migrations in the world. Like when the salmon spawn and swim upriver in the Pacific Northwest.
You want to watch salmon?
No, I just want to watch one of those like giant migrations of birds, or when the caribou walk across northern Canada.
Mm-hmm.
Just one of those mass migrations of animals, or in Africa as the savanna dries out in the summer.
Yeah.
And you see 10,000 wildebeest. Like, I think that's amazing to watch. I would love to go see one of them. I'm not picky about it. I'd love to see just one of those.
Whichever one happens first.
No, whichever one's attainable.
Yeah.
Like the salmon may be easier to watch.
Yeah, because they're stuck there for a while.
Yeah, but it's also like, what's the chance I'm going to get to like Zimbabwe?
And hopefully there's the bear there just trying to catch one.
Yeah.
Just keep trying to catch one.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So then I wrote any experiences you want to have. Is there anything you want to do?
A
unique thing.
I want to fly in a fighter jet.
That's a cool one. That's a real cool one.
I want to be Maverick,
Of course
baby.
you do.
I want to be Tom Cruise.
Do you think you could do that?
Just scream in danger zone the whole time?
No, like, is it something that you could actually physically...
Yeah, I'm sure. Physically be physically fit enough to do?
No, like to actually go find some place to do it.
You can do that.
You can do that.
Really?
You can do that.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, but I know people pass out and stuff.
Oh, yeah, all the time.
Yeah.
All the time from the G's.
You got to and force oxygen up into your brain.
Yeah.
Once I'm in there, I'm in there. That's it.
They put football players in these things all the time, and then they do a little flip, and the
that's
guy
it.
just flopping around in the back. They got this 6'8" friggin' 280-pound guy flopping around in the back.
Just wake up, danger zone.
Goose, check my 6.
Yeah, that'd be good. That's cool.
Yeah. I'd like to fly. I put F-14 because it's the...
Yeah.
But I don't care. I don't care what plane it is.
Well, you could definitely do that.
Any fighter jet. If anybody knows a place I can pay to go in a fighter jet, I'll do it.
I'd like to learn how to sail.
Ooh.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah.
That's actually Nate's number one. He wants to do that so bad. He wants to buy a boat. That's like the number one thing on his list.
And learn just how to sail.
Circumnavigate
the world, or just go sailing.
How to
just go sailing.
Go sail. I don't need to go far. Just how to.
Just in a lake with his dinghy.
That's a whole different type of sailing, Mike.
I want to stand on the store, scream to you, "Stop playing with your dinghy." That's cool. That's a very cool. But you don't want sail up and down the East Coast, or.
Let me learn how to do it first, and then I can worry about where I'm going to go next.
Okay, there you go. I would like to go skydiving.
Real skydiving.
Real skydiving.
Fuck that.
I would.
I have no desire, but I could be persuaded.
It looks awesome. I've been parasailing. That's the highest I'm getting up in the air.
I'd like to do it. I would really like to do that. And then I would like to drive, 2 months, 3 months around the country.
Yeah.
That's
I would
cool.
love to pilot an RV and just... That's always been my dream for retirement.
Yeah.
Is just 2 years in an RV and just travel the country.
Wow.
I would love to do that. I'm always jealous when I hear people who've done it.
Yeah. I had two graduates that did it last year, and their car broke. They drove from New York to Alaska and back.
Okay.
And they saw every state in between, and it took them like 3 months to do whatever it was.
Amazing.
And their car broke down like 6 times, and they fixed it every time.
Yeah, come on, that's so cool.
And he came home, and he left for the Army. He joined the Army.
That's what I mean. Like, that stuff can all wait.
And he's 18 now, and or 19, whatever he is. And he can say, and he had, the stories he had a story for every place. There's people he met,
That's what I mean.
things he's seen.
And I have a very, very, very transferable skill.
Yeah.
Like, I could go work in a restaurant anywhere in the world.
Right.
And do something. Cook, wait, bartend. Like, I would love to try, I would love to do it.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Do you ever see the movie Wild Hogs?
Yeah.
When they go, like, driving with their buddies on the motorcycles?
Yeah.
I'd love to do that.
Would you? Motorcycle?
I would do motorcycle. 100% would do motorcycle.
First thing I learned how to ride a motorcycle.
Yeah, me too. I also want to race a car. Like, legitimately, like, be in a race with cars, with other cars. Like, I went to Vegas and I drove exotic cars around a racetrack really, really fast with a guy next to me. But I wasn't like racing against other people. You know, it was like, hey, let's go as fast as you can and, learn the lines that a race car driver would take and stuff like that. And it was cool. I drove a Ferrari and I drove a Porsche. I got up to 155 miles an hour down a straight. You don't even feel it in those cars, though, so it's not even like exhilarating, because the road is so big and the cars are so smooth that you don't even feel like you feel like you're going 80. And you look down, it's like, holy shit, 155. But I want to actually race a car. Like, not like
go-karts?
Not the go-karts. Not the off-road ones, not little Jeeps. I want to friggin' drive.
But that's actually really attainable. Like, you can do
there's amateur race cars.
Like the weekend, they have like old high-end cars, like BMWs from the 90s and
that's
stuff.
all I want. Give me a 90s M3.
Yeah.
Let me soup it up, put a roll cage in it.
That's all you need, like a roll cage and like a fire extinguisher.
I got a lot of cardboard to help you build that roll cage.
Yeah, right?
No, that's something you can that's really an attainable thing.
Yeah. No, that's what I'm saying. I tried to make these things attainable.
You do that on Long Island.
Oh, right. Yeah, yeah that's all the ones that I wrote down for my book. Oh, no, there's one more.
Good. What do you got?
It's not an experience.
So I kicked the new category in here because I just thought about it.
Yeah.
Anything you want to purchase.
Ooh.
Is there anything you want to buy? Because there's two things I've always wanted. I've wanted them since I was young, and I still want them.
Go ahead.
I want a 2000 Dodge Viper, blue with the white racer stripes.
Knew it.
It's the first car I ever fell in love with.
Yeah.
And I've never shaken it. And it's probably a car I could actually get one day. Like, my favorite car ever is an Aston Martin Vanquish.
Damn it. Okay.
Right? I'll never get that car.
Right.
Never. But like a 2000 Viper,
they
have no value retention.
That's true.
Because it's a piece of shit.
That's true.
But, oh my God, that's the first car I fell in love with.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Was it a Vanquish yours?
I wanted a DB5.
Okay.
But I think I can actually get a Jaguar F-Type. E-Type.
Okay.
I want an E-Type Jag.
Okay. You could get an older one, definitely.
Yeah. With the big wooden steering wheel. Yeah. Oh, dude, that's the prettiest car ever made, in my opinion.
That's why I have the Vanquish. I think it's the prettiest car I've ever seen.
Yeah, I like the old stuff.
And the name.
Yeah, Vanquish.
Well, what do you drive? I drive a Vanquish.
Yeah.
Come on. They don't even make them anymore.
No.
But I loved that car. But Dodge Viper that one looked like a Cobra in the front. Like, it had the raised arches above the headlights. I had posters of that car in college. Like, I loved that car.
Nice.
Yeah, 500 horsepower, 500 foot-pounds of torque. Pull a house off its foundation, that car, and then break down around the corner. But,
right.
And then another one, I've always wanted a small log cabin in the woods.
Okay. I always wanted a beach house.
Okay, that's Monica. Monica wants a beach house so badly.
I want to walk out and I don't have to be on the sand. But I could walk across the street to the sand.
Oh, no, you want to be on the sand.
Yeah.
But
I want to just be able to look out my window and just see the ocean.
Yeah. See, and I want to walk out and see trees and see nothing there. I would love that. I really would. Like, way out in the middle of nowhere. Don't have to be big.
Yeah.
Small little log cabin.
Yeah.
Wood burning stove. Like.
Growing up, we always rented a house down the shore.
Okay.
And then whoever we rented the house from just moved. And then they sold the house to somebody else, obviously, and then we stopped renting it. And that is something I always miss, and that's something I always wanted my son to experience. Just going to this old house with these old windows and these old...
Like a bungalow? Like a beach bungalow?
No, it was a regular house. So this was a real house. It wasn't on the beach. It was, inland. It was pretty far inland. But it was just stuck in 1970. and this was like late 80s, early 90s, but everything smelled kind of old and musty. You know, the screen, they had screen doors that squeaked and stuff. You know, it was just an old, it was something that like you would see in like an old Halloween movie.
Right.
You know, it was like all the sheets and stuff were just old fashioned patterns and things like that. It had a screen house, you know, and it was just cool. You just went there and it was like, that's what we did for that 2 weeks in the summertime. And I would love for him to experience something like that. I think it would be cool.
Anything you want to purchase?
I'd like to get a Harley.
Yeah, going back to your motorcycle. Nice.
Very attainable.
Yep. I'd like to get a small boat that's just got a little tiny cabin inside to kind of just chill out on the water with.
Like just like a day cruiser?
Yep.
Or like one that actually has a bed?
One that has a bed.
You can get a small one.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
One of my uncles had one.
Nothing.
And he went...
Nothing crazy. Just if I wanted to spend a couple days on the boat,
yeah,
I could.
I think he went from here to Niagara.
Oh,
like
wow.
up the locks. You know, because like not on the open ocean.
Yeah.
You know, but like in a river system. Well, that's boating's very cool.
Yeah.
The problem is it's crazy expensive boating.
Yeah. My friend Steve, going back to your motorcycle, my best friend growing up, he wanted a motorcycle so bad. Like that was as soon as he turned 26. And he was off his parents' insurance or whatever. He's like, I'm getting a motorcycle because his parents wouldn't let him get one.
Right.
And the second he made partner at his job or whatever, and he's like, I'm getting a motorcycle.
Right.
But he calls me up. He's like, dude, today's the day. I need your help. I'm like, yeah, dude, whatever you need. What do you need? He's like, I need you to drive me to the dealership. I'm getting my motorcycle today. I was like, no way. I'm so happy he called me and wanted me to be a part of this with him, right? Because he talked about it his whole life. So he picks me up, or I pick him up. We drive to the Harley Davidson dealership, and he wasn't getting the Harley. He was getting the sport bikes that Harley makes.
Okay.
I forget the name of them. They're not Ducatis. That's its own company. But Harley Davidson has like a sister company that makes sports bikes for them. They're not called Harleys. They're called something else. So he gets this. It's all like jet black. You know, it looks like a Ninja, kind of like a Honda Ninja, but it's all black with and the little screen on the front was like an orange color or something like that. And he got his license, and he knew how to drive or whatever. He's like, just follow me home. That way, you know I'm safe, and I got home all right. And I spent the whole day at the dealership with him, signing all the paperwork, and I'm looking at all this other bikes and stuff like that. And you follow him home. We get over the outer bridge, and he lives right off the outer bridge. He got off his exit. I kept going because I lived a little more south. And I get a phone call.
Oh, shit.
That was about 6 o'clock I left him. I get a phone call about 9 o'clock. He's like, hey, man, what's up? I'm like, nothing. How'd it go? Because he was going to go to his girlfriend's house and show off the bike and whatever. He's like, I totaled it. I was like, you fucking totaled the bike? He's like, yeah, man, I totaled it. I'm like, what happened? He's like, oh, I was coming home from Justine's house, and this guy pulled in front of me, and I hit a pothole, and I went over the front of it, and there's $12,000 worth of damage. The bike's only worth $12,500.
Right.
The insurance company was like, nah, we're not fixing it. It's totaled. And I'm like, are you okay? He's like, yeah, I got a couple of scrapes and bumps here and there. My shoulder hurts, but he goes, I'm fine. He goes, the guy didn't hit me. He goes, I just swerved out of the way of the car, and he hit a pothole and went over the top.
That's the only thing that stops me.
He had the bike for 4 hours.
Yeah, see, that's why I think it's it's really shitty. You can't really have one in New York.
Yeah.
But like if you were upstate or on the Pacific Coast Highway or Route 66, like somewhere out. And a big chopper.
And there's lots of places in Jersey.
Oh, I don't want a big one.
Outside of New York.
Yeah.
You want a sports bike, or you want like a?
No, I want to. They make smaller Harleys. They're not like the large profiles, but
I know the ones you're talking about because that's the ones I would want.
Yeah.
You remember the one that Richard drove against the? There was one in Top Gear where Richard drove a motorcycle, and James went on the train, or Stig went on the train.
That was a Triumph, no?
Yeah, it didn't
black Triumph.
It looks like the one that Captain America rides.
Yeah, what kind of bike is that?
I think that was a Triumph. Is the one he
Is that the name? Is that the name of the company? Or
I don't remember. That's the name of the company.
Okay, but the kind of bike. There's a name for the kind of bike.
Oh, I don't know. That's a smaller bike.
Yeah,
more.
It's like an old-fashioned sport bike.
Utilitarian looking.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I want. That's what I would get too. I'm with you there. Yeah, that'd be cool. What else you got on your bucket list questions?
Is there anything you want to learn to do that you haven't learned yet?
Well, I'm currently doing that.
I mean, I said sailing.
Yeah, you did.
Ahoy, matey.
I still want to learn to draw. Like, I don't consider what I do drawing, like, art.
Okay.
I think I have a lot to learn, and there's and I have a lot to practice, but that's something I really wanted to do. I mean, I've learned how to play guitar. I've learned how to play sports, different sports that I've wanted to play. I've crossed all that stuff off my list. This this drawing stuff is I really into it, but I want to learn it. Like I'm just doing it on my own and teaching myself, and I'm not making much progress. And I think if I actually had someone to teach me and show me what to do.
10,000 hours of practice, brother.
No, I know.
10,000.
No, I know.
Malcolm Gladwell.
Yeah, I know. I don't practice enough, and that was the same thing for everything I've ever done. I never practiced enough anything, but yeah, learning to draw was always something I wanted to do.
I want to learn to weld.
Oh, that's cool.
I really do want to learn to weld. And like I know how to do like basic woodworking, but I'd really like to learn how to like do dovetails and build furniture. I love working with my hands.
See, that's all stuff I want to do, but it's not like stuff I would put on a bucket list.
Oh yeah, I would love to learn. I've wanted to learn how to yell. If you can work with wood and you can weld,
yeah,
you can build
anything,
almost anything.
Yeah.
Like technological stuff, no, but like anything for a home,
yeah,
right,
or mechanical, like you know
you
how
can
to
sustain yourself.
Yeah, I really would like to do that.
Wait, that stuff I do want to learn, but that's not on like something I have to learn before I die.
Oh yeah, like I've been slowly collecting like a table saw or a miter saw. Like I want to learn properly how to work with wood.
I want to be like an artist where you look at my work and you're like, that could be in a comic book.
That's good.
That's where I want to be with that. Which leads me to my last thing that I put there is I want to publish a comic book.
Okay. Because I had something on there. Is there
something you want to accomplish?
Yeah.
Things you would like to accomplish. I want to publish a comic book.
Okay, because I want to write a book.
Oh, okay.
I've always always wanted to write a book.
Mm-hmm. I've published little things here and there for like education websites,
right,
and education magazines. Just like a review of something or a write up of my teaching philosophy or something like that. So I've been published in little tiny things, but I want to publish a comic book. I think that would be really, really cool. Like draw it,
like
color it,
self-publish.
I don't care how it's published, to be honest with you.
You have the book, and then if someone like signed you for it, or
you can sell it on Amazon.
There's you could do those print on demand.
Yeah, or even make a webcomic.
Yep.
Do you know The Martian?
Yes.
Andy Weir wrote that book.
No.
He's the author, the Martian Matt Damon movie.
Yeah.
You know, he published that on his website.
Wow.
Chapter by chapter as he wrote it.
Huh.
And like he'd write a chapter, and then he'd be like, shit, and have to go back and rewrite the other one because, like the story went somewhere he didn't think it was going to go. And that's why he wrote the whole book.
Wow.
And then he was like, people really like it. I get a lot of downloads. I wonder if I could like publish it as a thing, as like a book. And then he put it on Nook or Amazon, one of those, and they were like, well, you got to charge. He's like, I don't want to charge. He's like, what's the least I could charge? They were like $1. And then he got his first check for like $100,000.
Holy cow.
And they're like, this is selling a lot. And then a publisher came to him and was like, do you want to publish this book?
Huh.
Like it was completely a passion project.
Wow.
Like he wanted to figure out, I think it was like what it would take to live on Mars. Because he was like a NASA nerd. Like he loved all that stuff. And as he started to do the calculations and like the math behind it, he was like, this is interesting, I should write it like a book. And just self-published one of the most successful novels of the last decade.
That's amazing.
It's so cool.
That's amazing.
And that's a cool era we live in.
Yeah.
Where like he could just pull it up on his website and people who it finds its audience,
Yeah.
So if you want to publish a comic, that's probably something very attainable.
Yeah, that's something that I could do. I mean some of our friends have done it. Tom Van Zandt has a comic book published, so I mean it's very, very doable, and it looks good. Like you can get really good work done.
Yeah.
And without breaking the bank or having to go to Marvel or DC.
Like I said, if it's print on demand,
right,
the person who's paying for it,
right,
is paying for the cost of the production.
Yeah,
and you're not making much of it. That's not what you're doing it for.
Right,
it's the exercise, like the creative outlet.
Yeah,
That's why I've always wanted to write a book.
But I want to draw the whole thing. I want to write the whole thing.
You want to write it too?
Yeah. I could write it with somebody else.
Yeah.
But I want to have a part in every aspect of the book.
Because in recent years, I've wanted to design a board game. Mm-hmm. That's something that's
I could see you doing that. Yeah.
Stuck out in my head. The problem with all of that stuff is time, dude. We need to move to Germany.
Yep.
No,
Why they have more time than we do?
Their unions got the law passed this year, 28-hour work week.
Oh wow.
That's it. They got down to like 34 10 years ago.
Okay.
And then they were like, we can keep pushing this because they lost no productivity.
Wow.
Because how much time do you actually work? No, seriously, how much time are you working at work and how much time is you just spent fucking around?
Yeah.
No, seriously, like in an 8-hour workday, how much work are you doing?
AKA drawing.
How much it's really productive work time?
Yeah.
Like we can cut to 28, I bet your productivity doesn't fall at all.
Yeah.
So they got passed this year.
You take no breaks.
Huh?
Take no breaks, probably.
How much time do you just spend being like, dude, you see Game of Thrones last night? Yeah. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
How much of your time is wasted? You know, I work hard, but there's plenty of downtime.
Going into work for 4 hours today.
Dude, I only work like 20 hours a week. Like, literally, like, the time I work is 20 hours a week. I teach 4 classes a day.
But how much time are you in the...
Oh, I'm in the building a lot. I'm in the building from 8 to 2. 8 to 2.
8 to 2.
Like,
I mean, there are a lot of 8 to 2.
8 to 3. 8 to 3.
But now imagine if you had all that other time to do something else.
Like, if you just had to come in from, like, 12 to... How many hours
I'm
you
in
work?
there 35 hours a week. I work maybe 20. What? I'm in the building 35 hours a week. I work 20 of those hours. There's 15 hours a week I'm not working.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Like, that's what they were like, why do we make people work these ridiculous? That's how you get to do this other stuff.
Yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, I the book or the board game, I think I could pull off.
Of
think
course
you
you
do
can.
both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would like to do.
Write a book about writing a board game.
Yeah.
Making a board game.
I've many times jotted down an idea for like a book and been like, that's a good idea, and put it away.
Yeah.
And then never done the exercise in it, because I'm always like, I need to learn how to write a book,
Yeah.
if that makes sense. Like,
Yeah,
I want to
sure.
spend 2 years learning how to write a book. Like, I don't think,
But isn't that what editors are for?
and I also don't think most people who write books, like, I don't think, you think like Stephen King, and I know I wouldn't be Stephen King, but you think he was like, I need to spend 2 years studying how to write a book.
I'm sure he went
I
to
think
it.
now you just write down your story and
And you give it to an editor.
you just start writing it and writing and you give it to someone like,
Yeah.
all right, we're going to get rid of this, we're going to
But
change that.
For me, it's always like, I want to learn how to do it first,
Yeah.
instead of just doing it
Right.
and then figuring out as you go.
Now, see, that's how I work best.
What?
That's practice.
Off you go?
Off we go. Like, I wanted to do a podcast. That was one of the things that was on my bucket list in my life. And it was like, well, let's go out, buy the stuff, and give it a shot. And we did it. I wanted to write songs and record music. And me and Joe, we went out and we bought friggin' recording equipment and guitars and stuff, and we recorded music. I'm proud of like 2 or 3 songs.
Yeah, but it was fun.
But it was a hell of a lot of fun, and you learned how to do it.
Yeah, no,
You know?
yeah. So that was my next question. Have you done anything you crossed off your bucket list?
Yes, Stanley Cup Finals. I've been to Stanley Cup Final games of my team. I've seen the cup come out on the ice, which I always wanted to see, like the presentation of the cup.
Right.
Same thing with World Series games. I've been to Yankees World Series games, series clinching World Series games, rather.
I'm going to say,
I'll let you know when I sail.
yeah,
I had a rubber duck once. It was huge.
getting a tattoo. That was always something I wanted to do.
Okay.
That's good.
Most of my other stuff, like I'm kind of
Still in progress?
yeah.
I opened the business, and that was
Yeah.
something I really wanted to do.
Yeah.
I'm really glad I did it. When I look back on it now, like, I went to school and got a degree in business, and I think I would have been better served opening up the business, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Like, taking that money and just opening up the business.
Yeah.
Right.
Instead of spending it on school.
Yeah, because I think when you're young, you're too dumb to learn the lessons they're trying to teach you, and going in and doing it will teach you those lessons really quickly.
Yeah.
I think if I had done it younger, I might have had less responsibilities that hindered the business, Like,
Yeah.
when you have other things going on,
Right.
you can't dedicate. When you're
Yeah.
22,
Right.
like, you can get a real single-minded
Yeah.
focus on something.
Right.
And I'm glad I did it. It was the single worst and single best thing I've ever done.
Cool.
Yeah. Opening up business was very cool.
I played in the band. That was something
Okay.
I always wanted to do. I always wanted to play live in front of people in a band. Did that for 6-7 years.
Quite a while.
Long time. With one really, really, really good band. And then it all fell apart, just like bands do. But that was so much fun.
What was that
So much
VH1
fun.
show?
Behind the music.
Catalyst.
Catalyst behind the music.
Yeah.
We were good, man. And we had fun. We did. We had a lot of fun. Drama. Lots of drama. But
I also wanted to work for Disney,
yeah.
and I accomplished that twice.
Nice.
So that I'm glad I really, like, that place meant, still means so much to me as a kid, to be able to, like, walk behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Like, that didn't mean much to a lot of people. Like,
Right.
it stopped me dead in my tracks.
Yeah.
The first day I got to do that. Like, it was amazing. First day I got to walk in, like, the Magic Kingdom without any people in it. I was like, this is the coolest thing I'm ever going to do. Like, it just was. Like, to be on Main Street with a guy who's just me and the guy sweeping.
Yeah.
I was like, come on. Like, I have a picture of Walt Disney doing this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, that to me was so cool. Yeah, I loved doing that.
I wrote a song and recorded a song for my wife. That was really cool. That was something I always wanted to do. I always wanted to learn how to record music properly.
Okay.
You know, not just like hit play on a tape recorder.
One day we'll learn how to record this properly.
Yeah.
Yeah, someday.
We're still figuring it out.
But that was one thing. Yeah, I think those things I can cross off my bucket list.
Anything you've taken off? Because now looking back on it, you're like, that was silly.
Well, I think the really unattainable stuff. You know, the things that I want to make them realistic because I don't want to be disappointed in my life. You know, when I'm in my golden years and I'm like, oh, well, I never got to the moon. I'm a loser.
No, but there's other things like, for when I was younger, having a really big house would have been something I thought would have been really important.
Right.
Like it's not anymore.
Yeah.
It's almost inconsequential.
Right.
Or having a lot of things. There were a lot of things I wanted when I was younger.
Yeah.
Because I thought things were like, you get things and that means you've accomplished something.
Right.
Yeah.
That's all gone for me now.
Yeah.
Like if you asked me to write this list when I was 20, it would have been like all of these objects.
Right.
And they're all kind of gone now.
Yeah. I think my list has evolved over the years, but I can't remember specific things that I've taken off.
It's not so much like the wants. It's more of like experiences.
Right,
Nowadays.
it's become that.
Yeah,
right. If you asked me when I was 20, I would have been like a yacht and a beach house.
A Viper.
And that hasn't
a Viper
changed.
and a log cabin.
But I would have been like a house on the coast of France and like, you know what I mean? Like it would have been very specific.
Materialistic.
Very materialistic things.
That was good, man. I enjoyed that. Were there any more questions?
No, that's all I got.
That was awesome. I enjoyed that.
Yeah, it was a good one.
A lot of different things. Lots of different things. The guys at Aussie and the Palm had a lot of American things, to be honest with you. I was very surprised because they do a segment of their show called Top 5.
Okay.
And they do it every show. And it's top 5 bucket list things, top 5 things you would never want to do in your life. And the skydiving was like, I'm never going to do that kind of thing.
I have just so little of that for me.
Yeah.
I'm one of those like try everything once.
Yeah.
I'll never donate blood.
Really?
Nope.
Fear of needles?
Mm-hmm.
Really, huh? But you got tattoos.
Different kind of needles.
Yeah, I know.
They're putting stuff in.
Right, that's true. Yeah. They're not taking stuff out.
You'll really never donate blood?
Nope.
Huh. Wow. I've never donated blood either,
I
but
did in college.
I'm not against it.
I did it in college.
Like if you needed my blood and you're like, I'm dying, I need your blood.
You'd be like, nope, afraid of needles. Go kick rocks.
Yeah.
I'd give it to you. If you're like, hey, we're having a blood drive today. Do you want to donate
Steve.
blood?
He said it was icky and ran away.
No.
I'm dependent on you, buddy. He's running away. He's passing out. I'm screwed.
But out of their 10 things on their list, I want to say 6 of them between the two of them were they want to come to America and do something. You know, I forget what it was. Like somebody wanted to see the Grand Canyon. Somebody wanted to drive up.
There's a lot of stuff.
Do Route 66 across the country.
Pacific Coast Highway is the one that do. They say it's the most beautiful drive in the world.
And I'm like, wow, I thought people from other countries really like hated us and hated our country, but
it's us. The things they like, it's us.
Yeah, it's true.
It's all the Americans that ruin it.
Yeah, they asked us to actually record a top 5 for them because, well, Nate's having a baby soon, and like any day now he's gonna have a kid.
First,
second.
Huh.
So, but he's not going to be able to record. So he's asking a whole bunch of podcasts to do a top 5.
Okay. What's the topic?
Well, I had asked him for a topic, and he said top 5 things to do in New York City or to do in New York. So hopefully maybe next week we can do that real quick.
I gave you a list.
Yeah, Joe gave me a list. It was very cynical, but it was a list nonetheless.
Really?
Yeah, it should be fun. It'll be fun.
Was it? Did you pick shitty things?
Yeah, it was. It was going between train cars.
Oh.
Well, Joe's getting his phone out. He's looking up the text. But yeah, we'll do that next week. We'll record something for you real quick.
I had walk fast.
Yeah.
Ride between train cars. Join a gang. Be rude. Mispronounce the word water.
Yeah, all those things. You want to give Tony a lead in for Comic Book Corner?
Sure. Take it away, Tony. Pew, pew.
Comic Book Corner. Brought to you by Comic Book Jones, located at 2220 Forest Avenue in Staten Island, and Royal Collectibles at 9601 Metropolitan Avenue in Queens, New York. Visit these fine establishments for all of your comic book needs.
Joe, did you read any comics this week?
Did.
What'd you read?
I bought the new Kick-Ass.
The new Kick-Ass?
Yeah.
Number 1?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Following with the movie? Does it have
No. I saw it there. I was like, Kick-Ass number 1. I'm like, is this like a reboot? Is it a reprint?
Mm-hmm.
I opened up, different story.
Wow.
Mark Millar, John Romita Jr. So you can't go wrong with those two.
Yeah, that's good names.
And basically, Kick-Ass is a former U.S. vet. She comes back from fighting overseas to find out her husband left her for another woman. Left her with the kids.
Kick-Ass or Hit Girl?
Kick-Ass.
He's a guy.
It's It's a new.
Oh, it's a new
Yep,
Kick-Ass?
yep.
Okay.
Debt, and she's trying to like find her way in the world. So she decides she's gonna steal from petty thugs and crime bosses to make money to pay for her thing. And her thing is, well, whatever I steal, I'm going to keep half and give the other half to make the world a better place.
It's Robin Hood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's the first issue where she goes and robs someone, and they capture her, and it's all a ploy, and she uses her military skills to kind of fight. It's not like the Kick-Ass in the previous one where he's got like nerve damage where he doesn't feel anything. She's got a skill set to kind of like fight, and it's good. I enjoyed it. Issue 1 was great. That's all I read.
I continued my Booster Gold trade paperback reading.
How's it going?
It's really fun. It's a lot of fun. So I said last week that somebody's trying to go back in time and kill all the Justice League members before they become Justice League members. So he has to go back into all these different wormholes to try to stop that from happening. So the first person he had to save was Hal Jordan.
Mm.
Somebody tells Sinestro that Guy Gardner is going to be the greatest Green Lantern of all time.
Right.
So he wants to go. So Sinestro tries to go find Guy Gardner, talk him out of being a Green Lantern, I guess. But this is before any human has ever been a Green Lantern. And it would have changed time. So when that guy told Sinestro that Guy Gardner is going to be the greatest Green Lantern, he would have gotten the ring before Hal.
Right.
And Hal never would have been a Green Lantern. So Booster Gold had to go back in time and find Sinestro when he was about to do that and kind of talk him out of doing it. And it was fun.
Okay.
Because like he can't fight Sinestro because he's not as powerful as Sinestro. So he has to kind of just like kiss his ass, and he's like, "Oh, you're Sinestro. You're the best. Everyone knows you in the future." But he knows what Sinestro becomes in the future, and he just like kisses his ass and brown noses him until he goes away, which is pretty cool. And then the next book, which I didn't read yet, was he has to save Superman. Someone's going to go back and try to stop Superman from being Superman.
Okay.
Then I read 2 new books for the week. One was the new DC Masterclass book. We were talking about them previously. We talked about Silencer. That was the one you read and you really liked. And I really liked it too. I read it after that. Damage was another one. Did you get Sideways?
I did not.
Sideways is really good. And I think Mike would like this as well. It's kind of DC's take on Spider-Man.
Okay.
Which is really neat. It's a kid who somehow got affected by the Dark Knight's story.
Okay.
He was in Gotham City when the mountain came out of the ground.
Right.
And he fell into the mountain. And he acquired powers where he can open up rifts in the space-time continuum and just step from one place to another through his rift. So if he thinks about Italy, he can just open a rift and be in Italy. And he calls himself Sideways because he has to step through the rift sideways.
Okay.
His suit is gray. It looks like Spider-Man. If Spider-Man was a gray suit with like white stripes on the front and 2 white eyes, that's what it looks like. And he's a teenage kid. He's in high school as a teenager. He's a kind of an outcast,
right?
Because he's the weird kid who got affected by the stuff in Gotham City that time. So yeah, it's good. It was really good. It's innocent, innocent high school kid just dealing with his powers kind of thing. And he doesn't know how to use them. He doesn't know how to use them properly. He's trying to use them like on YouTube to like get followers and stuff. So I don't know where it's gonna go, but it was good. And then I read the new Dark Knights book. It's a new one-shot tie-ins. And it's called Dark Knights Rising: The Wild Hunt. And I have no idea what the fuck is going on. And I went on.
Seems to be a trend.
And I went online and I'm like, let me read a review of it because I had to have missed something.
Right.
And everyone's like, yeah, this book's all over the place. It's fun, but it's all over the place. And that's exactly how I felt when I put it down. I'm like, this book was a lot of fun, but I don't know what it has to do with anything.
Got it.
Because did you ever read anything about Detective Chimp?
Nope.
Do you know who Detective Chimp is?
Nope.
Mike, do you?
No.
Detective Chimp is a chimpanzee who somehow he was in a circus and he was being beaten by the circus members, and he escapes the circus and meets a dog who brings him to the Fountain of Youth. And the Fountain of Youth gives him like human consciousness. And he becomes Detective Chimp. He becomes a detective. Like he's super smart Detective Chimp.
Okay.
And I've never read anything of this Detective Chimp or any of this, and this is how the book starts. And I'm like, did they put the wrong cover on a book? Because the first like 5 or 6 pages is just this chimpanzee and this dog, and I'm like, what's this have to do with Dark Knights? Then it got a little good. It was following Cyborg and Flash, and there was a lot of banter between the Dark Knights because you don't really see the banter between them,
right?
And they're kind of like mutinying, like they're not all bad. Like they're messed up Bruce Waynes, but they're not completely messed up Bruce Waynes. They still kind of have like this little bit inside them that are like, maybe we shouldn't be doing this. Maybe this is wrong. It was a Grant Morrison story.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
because when you said like he pulled some obscure character, I was like, that sounds like something Grant Morris. That like he was known for that, like pulling real unique. And that, so there you go.
This had 4 writers and 4 artists
Right.
in one book. What the stuff that I read, everything that I've read was like, out of the 4 people that are giving writing credits, they think that 3 of them, which one of them was Snyder, that they gave just like the overall story.
Right.
And Grant Morrison did.
Yeah, he
did all
loves
the
to
dialogue.
pull like really little,
Yeah.
obscure characters.
So it was weird, man. So I don't know where, like, Batman wasn't in it, Superman wasn't in it, Wonder Woman wasn't in it. So,
I flipped through it and I was like, I'm not buying this.
because I know that they're doing something with sound. There's something on. Barbados is the big bad. He's trying to bring the dark multiverse into our realm, and he's using his scream, which is at a frequency that no other thing has a frequency of, to bring the dark multiverse to our realm. And the Flash and Cyborg were trying to match the frequency somehow to kind of negate it so that it could stop. That's what the book ultimately was about.
Right.
In the end, but they failed. They failed. It was all a setup. But that's what I did with Comic Book Corner. So now, let's hear from our fans on the Twitters and on the Facebooks and during Social Shit Time.
It's time once again for your favorite segment. What time is it?
Social Shit Time!
All right.
All right, so this was the comment that gave Mike the Joke of the Week honors. Phil Bautista says, geez, I'm only 50% into this episode and had to pause it because this part made me laugh my ass off like for 10 minutes. Steve, I spent 90,000 movie points. Mike, on a plunger? Steve, I wish. Mike, it's a Batman plunger. It's not the plunger you wanted. It's the plunger you deserve. Hashtag Harbor Freight plunger stink. He has great hashtags, Phil.
Yeah.
Phil's got good hashtags. Then we got Marie this is from Aussie and the Palm. Marie the Cupcake Killer, but she stops after 13 kills, and those people are known as the Baker's Dozen. The Palm suggestion for the serial killer name. So thanks, Aussie and the Palm, for that. That's a great suggestion. Here's Paige's. Okay. We were very silly last week. The first 20 minutes was us giggling like little schoolgirls. So Paige says, I think the guys had a pre-Mardi Gras celebration before the podcast. Listen and enjoy the party, and she shared our episodes, so that was nice of her. Thank you, Paige, for doing that. Librarian Kate says, it's one of my favorite Winter Olympic sports, which is curling, besides figure skating and snowboarding. So she's with you, Mike. She loves the curling.
Yeah, I can't explain why.
Nicole said this. Nicole's like, I can't stop watching this. I'm like, I can easily stop watching this.
I love it. I love it.
I want to see people with no protection going down a mountain or an ice tube at 90 miles an hour, just defying death, just laughing in death's face.
I think it's such a thinking man's game. I enjoy it. Curling.
Yep. It's doable.
It does seem doable.
Put that on your bucket list. Oh, we're going to do that.
Yeah, it's coming off. What are you
That's
talking
right.
about?
We have that booked.
We're going curling. That ought to be quite an evening.
Shenanigans will be had.
Yeah.
Well, there you have it, everybody. Join the conversation on Facebook.com/dinnerandapodcast. Check out our Instagram and Twitter handles at dinnerandapodcast. And email us any questions and comments at dinnerandpodcast@gmail.com. Don't forget, if you want any of the things that I had in the mystery box, any of the junk that I had in the mystery box, it is all yours. All you got to do is email us at dinnerandpodcast@gmail.com or get us on Instagram or Facebook. Give us your address and we'll mail it out to you on us. Also, big thanks to Andrew Brookes for his amazing artwork that he does and his YouTube videos that he makes for us. Those are really, really awesome. Those little short videos are great. You can check out his work at andrewbrooksportfolio.com. Also, check out Alejandro Rosado, who made our amazing artwork for us. You can follow him on Twitter and Instagram at AleroArt. Will Shelton for the awesome theme song. Follow him on SoundCloud at William_Shelton. And lastly, a big thanks to Tony Wolf, who's the voice you hear on all the bumpers during the show. Follow him at Tony Wolfness on Twitter and on Instagram. And until next week, I'm Steve.
I'm Joe.
I'm Mike.
Suck it, Sale.